Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Shawnee Grows, where I encourage you all to learn as you grow. You don't have to know it all to start. I have to tell you, happy winter solstice. We made it. It is the first day of winter for us here. It was the shortest day of light, but now we will have gained hours of sun as we go. It's the longest night tonight. How did you celebrate? My plan was to have a fire in the backyard, and we didn't get to it. We didn't. If you are team replay, what are you growing indoors? What are you doing for winter solstice? Tell us in the comments below. Tonight's topic is types of indoor growing systems. So we have hydroponics, which is water-based, nutrient solution, no soil. Aquaponics, which is a mix of hydroponics with aquaculture, meaning fish. Aeroponics, which is roots suspended in air, you mist with nutrients. We have soil-based, totally traditional in pots. It just needs more space. And we have ways to grow with no soil and no lights. Let's see who's in the chat. Going to the top. Creative Redundancy was here saying hello, but not going to stay too long. I get it. I'm glad you're here. Rebel Canners, good to see you. How's it going? Happy Saturday. Food Force Permaculture, Howie says greetings. So good to see you. Go ahead and share how your weather is, everybody. Miss Sharon, love having you here. You're an awesome mod. I appreciate your time and commitment to this channel. Thank you so much. Dave Knight is talking about the days will only get longer now. He is correct. Excuse me. Growing with Hudson, how's it going? Welcome to our Saturday night live. Tammy Harder, it is so good to see you all. Good evening. South Florida Sunshine is here. Here we go. I'm so happy to see you. We will have our regular conversation about indoor growing systems, and when I get through all of my little tabs of windows, I can put the link in the chat and we can have some friends come on up. Let's see if we have anybody else here. Mushroom Mark says, hey everyone, how is your evening going? Rebel Canners has lots of snow. What? Tell me more. What is lots of snow? We did get a nice, beautiful 3 inches here, so I get to have a white Merry Christmas. Dave Knight says, 40 years ago, I was at Stonehenge, UK, and you were 21. I bet you have pictures. CR says, I saw 32 Fahrenheit today. Woot woot. Someone could transfer that to Celsius for me, for the people who enjoy and have Celsius in their life. Growing with Hudson, growing cucumbers, waiting on cayenne pepper and onions to germinate. Ooh. We have 20 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe, right now, and our forecast for 7 days says it might creep up to 40. What? It's a little strange, but I'll take it. Miss Sharon says 35 degrees Fahrenheit and falling. We're talking about the frozen white substance. That's right, Howie. CR says it's 0. Okay, that's the, okay. Well, thank you, Mushroom Mark. Everybody has the answer. Appreciate that. So normally we have our Diva in the dirt, and I'm going to see if I can get this to work, but we should see what Diva in the dirt is up to before we dive into our little indoor gardening, shall we? I'm not sure she's on stage yet. It's just her band. So let me show it here. Maybe we'll check in periodically. So I don't have the sound on, but you should see the stream. So she's not on stage yet at Herman's Jazz Club. So we're going to have to come back to that. Okay, let's see. We have GT Junior grows in Alaska. Hello, it is so good to see you. CR's doing some more math in the chat. Oh, it was 31 degrees in Alaska today. Woo! I'd say that's warm. Yes, we do miss our Diva, and she is awesome. So remind me to check in a little bit, right? Someone set a timer for 15 minutes and then she should be on stage and we can see what's up. Dave Knight is talking about more cold temperatures. South Florida Sunshine is talking to GT about Mr. Polar Plunger. CR says, Dave, don't scare the people. All right. So when we're talking about indoor gardening, indoor growing, we have to consider some things, right? We have to consider our space. So we could have a countertop, which is in our kitchen. We could have a south-facing window. We could have a shelf somewhere with a grow light. We could have an entire room dedicated to this. Or maybe you're a closet gardener. You want to have a little closet section going on. We have to consider our time commitment. How much time do we have as the gardener to take care of these systems indoors? Some of these we're going to talk about tonight kind of have a lot of steps involved to keep things alive, and some of them are a little bit more hands-off. There is a learning curve. I'm going to throw it out there. Hydroponics is a learning curve. I grow indoors with soil, and so I'd love to hear about your guys' experiences, and we're going to window shop at some systems here tonight. And then climate control. We don't have outside inside, and they need outside to grow. So we have to mimic all of those things. So when we're talking about the foods that we actually can grow indoors to have success and nutrition, here's the list. We've got leafy greens and herbs, which would be lettuce, spinach, arugula, kale, Swiss chard, cilantro, parsley, basil, mint. We've got our vegetables, tomatoes, so a micro dwarf bushing variety. So they're probably cherry size, unless you have a big enough system. We have got a bell pepper or a hot pepper. I've seen lots of different ways to do peppers on Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Radish, peas, you can do a dwarf bush variety. Cucumbers, you could do a greenhouse variety that's self-pollinating. If you have a big enough deep bin, you can even do roots inside. So we're talking carrots, beets, turnips. In the fruit category, I've seen people do strawberries. You have your dwarf citrus trees. In microgreens, which is the immature plant that you're harvesting, when it's developed, it's cotyledon leaves, and the true leaves are emerging. You would harvest it, wash it, and consume it. Sprouts, you're eating the shoot from the seed before it starts developing the leaves. And we cannot forget about our mushrooms. You can have fruiting blocks and spray and grow kits inside. We also need to talk about all the things that need to happen for these lovely, beautiful plants to mature. You need to talk about your soil and nutrients, the temperature of the environment, the light, the water, the airflow, and it all needs to happen in the right combination, all in the right magical concoction, right? So let's go shopping. I've got, first up, sprouting the seeds. So this is from True Leaf Market. And we have different categories here. They have kits, trays, jars, sacks. They sell the seeds. It says non-GMO sprouting seeds. They have assortments, supplies. And so here's what you would be eating. For example, they show the broccoli, alfalfa. This is a 5-part salad mix. Mung bean. Here we go. Protein powerhouse, red clover, radish seeds. So I have a couple shorts about sprouts, and what the turnaround time is like 5 to 7 days. You're putting a tablespoon of the seed of your choice inside the jar, like they're showing here. And then you're draining it out. And I have a special top, like a sieve, and I have a link to that in the description below if you want to check it out. It's a really good one. It's stainless steel and it's never rusted for me. So you can drain the water out and the seeds stay in the jar. You want to use filtered water because we don't want our chlorinated tap water to wreck all of the beautiful micronutrients in there. And when you drain out that water, you should keep it and put it in your houseplants because you don't want that beautiful water to go down the drain and wasted, because it has lots of beneficial active little microbiomes inside of there. So if you've done sprouts, let me know. They're very tasty. They're very nutritious. Checking back In the chat, we have Scott. Hello, welcome to our live stream tonight. We're talking about indoor growing. Tell us about your weather and how you're doing on this fine winter solstice. South Florida sunshine. It's talking about the mushroom video that Food Forest Permaculture just posted. Check that out and you watch later. 10 days, you're gonna eat the lion's mane. That's what he's growing. Duncan, 1900 Homestead, what is up? How's your weather? Happy winter solstice. Welcome to our chat. You going to do a follow-up on how you like them once you eat them? Food Forest Permaculture? Yeah, I've never had lion's mane. I just recently grew golden oyster. That was an experience in itself. It's kind of creepy and scary and gnarly at the same time. At the end of mushroom vid are vids on how to grow mushrooms. Love that website too. They always have nice seed assortments. Yeah, True Leaf Market I feel like is a really good price for what you get. CR is talking about eating a green onion that you just cut 4 seconds ago. Has loaded nutrition benefits for you in there. I have some kind of peach tea tonight. It has a bunch of other stuff in it, but I didn't bring the packet. But it's delicious. Tea is a good drink. Okay, let's talk about the next tab. Moving along into microgreens. So it's where you're actually having some leaves form here. So this again is the True Leaf Market website. There, I was trying to find that comment. Okay. So they sell an assortment of microgreen seeds that you can have, and they have starter kits. So it has the tray, and you can do soil as like your base. Some people do some kind of other growing medium. I don't know if they use coconut coir or what. See, I use soil, so I can't speak outside of what other people do. And I have shorts about how to grow microgreens. They're very nutritious. You should start some every other day, every week, so you have a continuous harvest. Sunflower seeds. That was one of the ones that we did. It was really delicious. So we've talked about sprouts. We've talked about microgreens. Now we're going to start getting into indoor systems. So I have an article from the Spruce that's talking about the 7 best indoor gardening systems, and we're just going to kind of walk through that together. This article was posted in November of this year. So if I go on down to the beginning, this is what they're saying the best overall is in this article. It says Gardyn Bounty Basic Indoor Gardening. So it is a system with its own light attached. The price here is saying $157 at Amazon, and it's going to tell us what they like about it and what they don't like. So here we go. What we like: easy to set up and maintain, timed grow lights and watering schedule, large watering basin and plant capacity. And then what we don't like is it only accepts AeroGarden pods. Now here's where I have a problem with a lot of these systems, where if I'm growing, oh, look who it is. Mike's Chaotic Gardening, how are you feeling? How's your weather? How's your winter solstice? Good to see you. Chime in with all of your knowledge, please, when it comes to indoor gardening. These systems that come with, these pods that you have to put the seeds in, I just don't understand how that's cost effective for the gardener, because for me, with my soil, I can just create whatever soil mix I want and whatever seed I want and just put it together, and here we go, right? Where these other ones are talking about you have to buy their specific pod, and I feel like that is not good for my money. So here's an example of what they've got going on. That looks like fennel. Doesn't that look like fennel? And an herb like parsley, maybe. I don't know what that other one is. Oh, does it tell me? It says it comes with seed pods for Genovese basil, curly parsley, dill, thyme, Thai basil, mint, chives, and Thailand parsley, but they offer numerous options, and it requires those AeroGarden pods. Okay, so there's where you put the water, and you can see like the root structure going on in there. I think I was hearing GT Jr. talk about your water is very important. You want to use a good, like a filtered or distilled water or a nutrient water. Again, you don't want to like use your tap water if it's full of chlorine. You know, we don't want any of that. Let's see here. This one is talking about best for small spaces. Click and Grow, the Smart Gardyn 3. Now, this thing looks tiny. I mean, what? This is talking about it being $82 on Amazon. $82 to grow that? I feel like I'm going to try and be positive. I'll be positive here. Let's see what it says. What we like. Compact size, very simple to set up, self-watering system, and LED grow lights, and a built-in timer. No, I don't know what the timer's for. That it must be for the light. The timer shuts the light on and off. What we don't like. No way to clean the water tank. Lights don't extend over the entire growing area. Right. It's a little teeny tiny for me. Let's see here. Yes, we were hoping he would feel better. Proprietary, says CR. Growing with Hudson says, I'm not sure yet, but I'll let you know. Oh, we're having a conversation. Sorry, I thought that was for everybody. What are we growing here? Are they as crazy growing like something Atlas? Mine are all over the place. Okay, yes, I honestly didn't think I was going to make it, so I'm thrilled to be on my feet. I know. The first show you've watched in a week? You couldn't even watch YouTube? Wow. Well, on the up and up for you. G Mama grows hard in the garden. Welcome. How is your weather? How is your winter solstice? We're just window shopping some indoor gardening systems. The next one says best upgrade. It says Rise Garden's personal garden and starter kit. Now it looks kind of cute, don't we think? But then it says it's $210 on Amazon. So let's see what they're saying of what we like and what we don't like. The app allows you full control over the lights, comes with a starter nursery, and includes 8 different seed pods. What we don't like, the light height is not adjustable. Must use Rise seed pod refills. Oh, again, it has you can only use our product. Little gimmick going on. Easy to set up is what it says. They have a wide range of herb, vegetable, and flower pods, apparently. It says it's not compact, but it's not oversized. It has a height of 16 inches. So there's what the growing items look like inside of the device. Here we go. Mike's got a pro tip. Easier to build your own system from a storage tote. Yes, I bet you he's got a video about that. Scott says, I'm working through my heritage seed catalogs. Ooh, we did a seed haul last week for botanical interests. So once I get more seeds in from other companies, we'll look at those too, because it's fun. It's really fun to look at the seed catalogs in the wintertime. Growing with Hudson, it was said they have went up on everything hydroponics online. Oh, is that what? Okay. Best smart category is Aero Garden Bounty Elite. Has buttons on it. I don't know what any of this stuff does. Okay, it says $244 on Amazon. What we like, you can grow tall vegetables. Very customizable light settings. Works with an app or Amazon Alexa. Helpful reminders for water and fertilizer. What we don't like, lights are very bright at full intensity and takes up quite a bit of counter space. It has features. It has built-in Wi-Fi. Holds 9 pods. Okay. Here's another look at it with things growing in it. I know, cute, but I'm not paying that. I'm sorry. Maybe some of you are like, yes, I can do that. Nope. CR says do it yourself and learn before buying and getting discouraged. I agree. We talked about the sprouts and the microgreens, and you can grow in soil. Your plants? Oh, you didn't have a plant babysitter? Oh no. That is the thing about growing with the time commitment. And what do you do when you're sick? South Florida Sunshine says, "Oh no, was it the walking pneumonia they claim is going around bad?" Oh, Mike will tell you, hopefully. I think it was 3 things. And then, yes, you do get a fresh start. I love that. And we're very sorry to hear that all of that happened to you. Right. Oh, hey, Gardening Warrior, how's it going? Happy winter solstice. Welcome to our indoor gardening window shopping. This is talking about best value. It says, I do hydroponics growing system. Picture looks a little different. $70 on Amazon. What we like, compact size. Very easy to maintain, compatible with any seed. Instructions for setup are not clear is what they don't like. Well, shoot. Learning curve, we need instructions. It's a good way to grow herbs. It's talking about, they shoved a strawberry plant in there, supposedly. Does it say peas? Yeah, peas. The best for herbs, AeroGarden Harvest Elite. They all kind of have the same function of like style, don't they? When we're looking at this article. $118 on Amazon. Oh, what we like. Attractive appearance, reminders for water and fertilizer, fairly compact. What we don't like is you cannot dim the grow lights. Use it for growing herbs and lettuce. Okay. There's a shot of it with some plants in it. South Florida Sunshine. I have used the black containers now for M for his toys that I was going to use for Crack Key. I will find space. I will find space. Mike's Chaotic Gardening. I had a massive sinus infection and food poisoning. Sent so much poison in my system. My intestines shut down and I did not eat for a week. That's insane. That's pretty intense. Best large capacity says let us grow the farm stand nook. Now, what do you think of this? Has a large base, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, view on let us grow. Well, we're going to look at it a little later, and I'll tell you how much that puppy costs. What we like, a full garden inside your home. Now, would we define that as a full garden, folks? Solid construction and feels well built. Plants did better in the nook than outside. Convenient app for tracking growth. What we don't like, it's too big if you just need some herbs. Takes up a significant amount of space. Seedlings are more expensive than pods from other systems. Well then. There's a shot of it with food growing out of it. Yes, we're all... It's crazy. What happened to you, Mike? Okay, what do we got here? You can add a fish tank bubbler to the totes. Be same as an AeroGarden. Here we go. CR says, vertical garden looks like a fancy, very expensive vase. Yes, I got the same. Storms, radios, and cats. Welcome to our indoor growing window shopping. Happy winter solstice. How's your weather? Let's see. I have an old aquarium on a seed starting pad and an LED grow light that fits on top. Works for me. Love that. I bet you've got that on your channel. Gardening Wire says, Scott, when I was on the East Coast, I bought veggies from Mennonites to get the good seeds. Duncan says, winter solstice, now our days will be getting longer. Yay. That's right. That's right. Mike says, I took a ton activated carbon. I think saved me. Yeah. Activated charcoal in pill form, I'm assuming. And now you know it's good to have and to get more. South Florida Sunshine. Oop. Okay. Storm says cold as blank. Fill in the blank. All right. Good to know. South Florida Sunshine. Yay! I might actually get something in the ground by the time Theron is home. It's dark outside. Yes. Yes. Mike says yes. Did we go through everything? Yes, we went through everything for that web page. Now this next one, I see all over all of a sudden. It seems to be a favorite through the community, and I'm going to pronounce it the way I think it should be pronounced because I don't actually know. I tried to type it into Google, but it didn't help me figure out how to pronounce this. First, let's see what Mushroom Mark says. The neighbor grows out of aquariums too. He has a dwarf banana tree, and it's kind of neat. Lovely. It's good to know your neighbors. So this hydroponic system, MUFGA, that's what I'm going to say it's called, MUFGA. I hear about it all the time. Apparently they sell different sizes, 12 pod, 18 pod, 8 pod. Let's see, it has advanced hydroponic growing solution with a powerful LED grow light, adjustable height, reliable water circulation pump to cultivate a variety of herbs, vegetables, and flowers. Oh, flowers! I don't even think I talked about that. Flowers, yes, please. More flowers. So then it's talking about checking the price. So this website is linked in the description below if you want to check out their page and their pricing. Again, this is, I'm going to call MUFGA. If anyone wants to speak about how this system works, if you have experience, please chime in. Here we go. What do we got? Devora Bat Zion. Hello, hello. Welcome to our indoor gardening chat. Happy winter solstice. Mike says, I will gently say that site was misinformed. Only Click and Grow has proprietary pods. All right. South Florida Sunshine. Cool. Do you know which one? She's asking Mushroom Mark how he came back. Let's see here. Possibly he really likes his homemade growing ponds and his nature. Mushroom Mark says, I don't remember. Tammy Harder says, Back to Roots had a hydroponic setup for $37 on Amazon. Not too bad. I might have that linked in the description because that Back to Roots sounds really familiar. And that's a great price for if you don't know anything about. The reason we love MUFGA 12 pod is water circulation is the same as an AeroGarden. The other sizes aren't. Okay. Love that. We have some experienced indoor gardeners in the chat tonight. Now, Mike's Cat at Gardening and GT Junior Grows at Alaska have a hashtag WIG 2024 winter indoor growing collaboration going on. If someone could type that hashtag in the chat. Their channels talk about how it works, how to participate. Maybe you just want to type the hashtag into the search bar on YouTube and you can watch other people's indoor growing journeys. Growing with Hudson says, if you can find AeroGarden items, they went out of business. Oh, so they should be discounted. Interesting. South Florida Sunshine. Some other stuff is not so good. Gardening Warrior says, a lot of Back to Roots products can also be purchased with Snappy BT. No way. Fun fact. Here it is. Hashtag WIG 2024. Check it out. Participate or just watch. It's great stuff. This next tab is talking about something that's very fancy. Very much fancy. This is, I believe you say Gardyn is how you pronounce this. Gardyn. And you can kind of see it right there in their house. So it's a vertical system. LED lights are strategically placed to allow you to grow large, tall, or vining plants indoors that most other systems cannot accommodate 365 days a year. Grow with more nutrients, more density, more variety, 0 pesticides. There's smart technology. So who's looking for smart technology? Is anyone here needing some smart technology in their garden? They want it to tell them when it needs its attention. South Florida Sunshine says, for anyone who wants to try Tiny Banana, which is almost anyone, look up the Truly Tiny for fun, mainly very tiny bananas. Wonderful. Oh, G-Mama, thank you. Yes, that is the hashtag again, if anyone needs to save that for later. Storms, Radios, and Cat says, I would have been here sooner, but I guess my dinner made me sleepy. It's okay. You gotta listen to your body, right? Tammy is talking about something to Carol. Aero must be rebranding, though. They're part of a Miracle Grow, I thought. Oh, I don't know. Mike's Chaotic Gardening says, GT Junior and I are testing new systems to give opinions on ones we found and bought. Excellent. Everyone has to check out their channels for these reviews on growing systems because it's important to grow your own food. South Florida Sunshine says, okay, I will look into it. Thank you. Their seeds are okay. Just their soil was crap. Okay. And we so understand how that happens when you eat and you fall asleep. Storms, radios, and cats. Gardening warrior, yes. It is pronounced garden. A lot of my cooking channels have that. And it tells you when to water, when to fertilize, probably listens to your conversations and records everything in your house. Yeah, probably, most likely, if it's a smart garden. Creative redundancy, thank you for listening behind the scenes. Appreciate you being here. Okay. So that has Y-pod, plug-in Y-pods contain the plant and their roots. The 60 full spectrum LED lights are set to a schedule for optimal plant growth. Here's the cameras, folks. Cameras. Kelby is the name. Keeps an eye on your plant's health 24/7, even while you're on vacation or sick. Let's see here. The seeds are nestled into rock wool and grow within each distinct Y cube. The water tank is a 5-gallon water tank, and recirculation system means less refills for you. So yes, your phone app connects to the system, and it's even telling you that your tatsoi is ready to start harvesting, guys. How do we feel about cameras on our garden? Oh, here we go. G-Mama knows that it has a camera. Yes. Self-Water Sunshine records your eating habits, Gardening Warrior. Mike says, only thing you need to know is light cycle, water level, and food every 2 weeks. Makes it sound so easy. They use rock wool? Yeah, that's what it said. See? Who needs cameras to watch their plants? Yeah, I mean, unless you're like really gonna be gone all the time. I don't know. This is talking about how many days till you do stuff. Germination, trim and thin, tank refresh, first harvest, and then order new Y cubes. That's the thing that I can't stand about these systems, is the having to reorder these things for it. Like, Self-Water Sunshine says, yes, 4 is not bad for Amazon. I always look to see if they have filler 5-star reviews. Once you see it on Amazon, you will spot it. Okay, we're talking about something there. Rock wool gives me sensory overload, like touching fiberglass. Is that really what it's? Fiberglass insulation? Ooh, I'm getting creeped out just listening to. Here, let's check to see. Here we go. How's Diva doing, guys? Nobody reminded me. Here she is on stage. If I go like this, does it? There we go. So she's with her band, singing Christmas music. Christmas. I don't know. I don't think I can play too much of the sound without somebody coming in and pushing a button on me. But there she is. Okay, for real this time, you guys, if you remind me, I can check in on her as we go here. Let's see here. Okay, wait, CR, what did you say? Consumable items or parts? Yes, right, those, I don't like that part. G-Mama, folks mainly use the cameras for time-lapse reviewers. Okay, I could see that for content purposes, right? Mike says, yes, G-Mama, they used to have pods, went rock wool. By the way, the camera is a person looking at your plants. Let's say that again for you in the back over there. The camera is a person looking at your plants. Can we all say together now? Kinda creepy. And she is beautiful, Miss Diva. Oh, Dave, what do we got here? I want a 12-volt diesel heater with Bluetooth for the greenhouse so it can stay inside and control the heat. Do they make such a thing? Is that on the market? Yes, GT. Remind me to check on Diva in a little bit. And we'll do it again. And hopefully she watches the replay and she gets to see that we all went and saw her. And she does have a beautiful voice. Check out her Maureen Washington channel. This is actually being broadcasted on Herman's Jazz Club, but she did link it in her on her Diva and the Dirt channel on her community tab. There is a link to what I just pulled up. Tammy. I just feel like the purpose of being a gardener is to be the eyes, to do all the things. Miss Sharon will be right back. Gardening warrior, whatever. They don't need to be watching my plants, and I trust no one. Okay, high-tech redneck, South Florida saying to South Florida sunshine. GT Jr. grows at Alaska. A person looking at your plants. That's definitely an invasion of privacy. Oh my goodness. You're not being serious, right, Mike? Yeah, I mean, how else is it gonna know? Is it AI cameras, like, to know to tell you stuff? That one system is like 2K if I recall. I'm pretty sure. Link is in the description if you want to go check out how expensive that is. Okay, so next we're going to look at aqua sprouts, I think, if I can get into it. Yikes, I would put tape over those cameras like Robert uses for the ones gardening where you're planted. Mike says, I make the same system, $50. Yes, it's true. Yes, we're talking, yeah. And right, wow. And people buy that. Like, obviously, people buy that because it's there. Yeah, I was thinking AI too, but it must be just a paid worker. Well, wait a minute. How do I get that job? Can I work from home and I run somebody's garden, the G YNINEN whatever, and I'm like, oh, type it in. Your tatsoi is ready. How much should we get paid for that? Does anyone want that job? South Florida Sunshine's talking about sticking with Crack Key. We don't need anybody else looking at our plants, says Duncan. Say that, Mike. Gardening Warrior says to GG, if they can move the camera, and yes, it does move, and I'm sure it hears too, because people do not realize that they're being spied on. G-Mama says that's how they get analytics for the products. Okay, let's look at aqua sprouts. This looks expensive too, FYI. Oh, 29-gallon aqua sprouts garden, $329 US, which is a sale apparently. As the fish produce waste, the plants use that waste as their nutrients to grow while also cleaning the tank's water. Fits a standard 29-gallon aquarium and is made in the USA from durable birch hardwood. Ta-da! It's a good like centerpiece. Get rid of your TV, folks. You just need this. Does it tell me about the birch frame pump and smart plug? It has a 160-gallon per hour pump and a Wi-Fi app controlled smart plug for controlling flood and drain cycles. There's a light bar that's removable. And porous clay pebbles act as a mechanical filter and biofilter substrate, trapping fish waste and uneaten food while providing ample surface area for beneficial bacteria to grow and convert the waste into nutrients for your plants. Again, that is called porous clay pebbles. All right. And it goes into plumbing, fish types. Okay, fish types. Barbs, tetras, platies, mollies, guppies, danios, minnows, corydoras, goldfish, aquatic invertebrates like shrimp, crayfish, crabs, and other ornamental freshwater fish. It's talking about what type of plants to be using in this system. House plants, ornamentals, herbs, greens, small statured fruits and vegetables. Has a warranty. There it is again. Look at the height of the plants up there. Wow. Is it difficult to maintain? Well, who are you asking? Good grief. Let's see what we got here. We talked about that. Reminds me when hackers got into the Wi-Fi baby monitors, so no thanks. Devora says that would be a no for me. Storms Radiant Cats, if you are that far away from home and need someone watching your garden, you probably shouldn't have planted anything in the first place. And CR says, I feel broke. Miss Sharon says, any camera inside would be a big no, other than my phone, but I cover it. And then, yes, it is fancy. So, South Florida Sunshine says to CR, this is moderate compared to dreaming with Shawnee about our future greenhouses, though. Yeah, greenhouses are a lot more expensive, aren't they? Gardening Wire, they can gather their analytics and stick it where the sun doesn't shine, along with their smart TVs, their smart fridges, freezers, stoves, washers, dryers. Well, even the thermostat. And why are we paying for people to smile on us? Duncan says, I would rather watch my plants grow than watch TV. Yes, yes. Mike's, you can make your own. mesh netting, lava pebbles, and an old fish tank. Do we have one of those? Do-it-yourself build a aquaponic system on Mike's Cat Gardening channel. Mushroom Mark sounds like a neat concept. Could probably build one fairly cheap. I agree. Thanks, Mike's. I think it's more worth it if you're eating fish. So the type of fish in a 55-gallon tank would be some kind of shrimp that you could eat and a couple of, well, tilapia is what I've heard, but then I heard they're not very good to eat. Like they're not nutritious. They're not a good fish to have in your diet. Gardening Warrior, I was one of the people that my baby monitor got taken over. Mushroom Mark, the fish tank thing, not the cameras. Yes, clarify. The fish tank, aquaponic garden. I hear you. Tammy, creepy technology, and your phone creeps you out enough. Mike's Cat at Gardening says all these systems use a basic idea: water, something to hold the plants, like clay pebbles. I have no idea. I thought about having fish in my tank that I can eat, and we didn't get that far with figuring all that out. So now we're going to talk about aeroponics. Let's window shop aeroponics. So this is from Let Us Grow, and it's very popular with vertical farms and greenhouses. Aeroponics is a method of growing plants without soil. Instead, roots are suspended in the air and irrigated with a nutrient-dense mist. It differs from hydroponics, where plant roots are submerged in a solution of water and nutrients. In aeroponics, the roots have greater access to oxygen, which results in healthier plants, fast crop growth, increased yields. Check out that picture. You see those roots there? And then it's saying growing plants with sound. So they have nozzles to create mist, and then there's technical complexities and issues in maintenance. So, I mean, I don't see this replicated a lot of places, to be honest. And then it's talking about ultrasonic. So they're creating high-frequency sound waves that shake the water until it disperses into lots of tiny droplets like mist. So is that a sound that we can't hear? It removes the need for nozzles and increases the viability for using aeroponics in much larger commercial growing spaces. What? Let's see. What is this? Here's why you'll love it too. Well, I'm not sure. They have them side by side. They're claiming that aeroponics grew faster is what they're trying to show here. There's those roots again. And they have some articles to read about the science behind it. Link is in the description. Self-Florida Sunshine says, I wish we could have rainbow trout. Mike says, if you have a pond or lake, look up floating plant rafts. Okay. That reminds me of Raspberry Rock. He has a raft. I can't remember if he was growing plants on it, though, on his pond. Plants like music, says Mushroom Mark. CR says, sounds like it. Self-Florida Sunshine. Aquaponics is at Epcot. Very interesting, but it seems like cracky the way she is lifting that tray. Yeah, it said aeroponics. Yes, plants like music and us talking to them. They like vibration. Duncan says, plants also like being touched and talked to also, right? Yeah, you pet them. I meant arrow. Oh, okay. Self-Florida Sunshine. Gardening Wire says to G Mama, yeah, I'm a slightly spiritual person. And when it sounded like something, we're having a conversation there. Okay. Nutriponics. Let's look at some more of these crazy, new, trendy vertical gardening systems that make everything complicated, shall we? Nutriponics. Aeroponics garden tower system with LED lights runs anywhere from $450 to $750. They're growing some strawberries here, apparently. 48 pot. Okay, automated LED grow lights. There it is in your kitchen. How's that for everybody? Apparently you get higher yields and you use less water. Look at all the beautiful plants inside of there. You're never, like, you don't get your money back. Like, if you add up what it costs, I'm just going through these quick. If you get, how do I say this with English words here? You pay for a head of lettuce and or you pay for the seed, but you paid for like this huge system. Like, when are you going to come out even is what I'm trying to get at here. Sometimes trees need taps when they are not producing. Wow, money. Yeah. G Mama says, oh my goodness. Gardening Wire says, my inside gardens love me to talk to them and they seem to like the vibrations from the AC fan being on them. Wi-Fi and security codes. Yeah, 10 years, right? Like to come even from this purchase of like expensive vertical growing systems, it'd take 10 years to get ahead. And then we cannot forget to talk about grow tents, and we're going to keep it into the vegetable growing conversation here. So this is a really highly rated grow tent, VIVOSUN. Here is their website. They're having a sale, it looks like. You can buy just the tent, different sizes. Oh, look, they opened the door for me. There we go. $100. Bigger size tents, $200. You can have full systems with like lights and fans or ventilation or heat, and then you just add on the dollars. So good. This is showing lettuce. Here we go. Don't forget about your grow tents for veggies. South Florida Sunshine says, right, a salad at the most is $10, full price here. So when does that balance out? Mike says they use different names, same concept. Nutrients, water hits the roots, feeds the plants. The difference is if it's sitting in soil, water, or air. Fantastic breakdown. Thank you, Mike, for being here. Appreciate all your wonderful knowledge. South Florida Sunshine, laugh out loud. Only veggie grow tents for those coming in late. Only veggies. G Mama says, my grow tents have all been VIVOSUN. Are you satisfied with VIVOSUN? Mike's cat at gardening, but plants all require the same thing, water, nutrients, light. Yes. A temperature for them. Each one kind of gets like, you want 60s, you want 70s. It all has to happen at the right time. CR says, grow in soil, buy, freeze, dryer. That's the conclusion for tonight. For the money, right? CR, like if we're going to spend those dollars, that's probably the better plan, huh? South Florida Sunshine says, I saw the spray system ultra fine, but wondered how they are not getting algae. She's asking Mike. Dave says, a Canadian salmon. Yes, Dave. Growing with Hudson, I like mine. Wish I had room to get the big one. Really? I've heard good things about him. I do have a little chit chat about grow lights. Mike says they block the light from the water. So this is an article from the Spruce again. We're just going to go through some grow light options here and then we'll chit chat about it. This is saying the best overall is the LBW LED grow light. It looks like it has a stand and an arm. And it's really not that cute, if you ask me. It says $30 on Amazon. They like that it has the adjustable stand, timer and dimmer settings, full spectrum lighting, hanging hardware if needed. What we don't like is you can't adjust the individual light bulb, and it doesn't add to your decor. So there it is in use. We planted spinach, tomato, and basil seeds under this grow light and monitored how it worked. Best hanging, Soltech Solutions Aspect grow light. $200 on Amazon. Ugh, what we like, blends into decor, easy setup, 12-hour timer, bright, natural light. What we don't like, analog timer isn't as easy to use as digital. Wow, well, okay. There it is, growing some houseplant. Best adjustable spectrum, Leoder grow light for indoor plants. Has crazy little arms there. $24 on Amazon. I feel like we see this one more in videos. Right, gardening wire, if you're going to spend thousands, just buy a freeze dryer. Herbal, yes. Mike, light plus nutrient water is what gives algae. Yes, when the light hits the nutrient water. Sell freeze dry food to buy the systems after? No, CR. So enclosed micro spraying of nutrient water. Question? Mike says these companies need to make the easy seem complicated, so you rely on them. Right. They want to sell you a product here, is that what we're getting? We're getting down to the, they just want to make money. They don't want to teach you how to like do it yourself for half the price. I have that, and the rosemary did grow. Yes, that's okay. You do have this one. So what they like: 4 flexible lights, strong, stable clamp, includes timer with 3 settings, can dim and adjust the lighting colors. What we don't like is it doesn't include a stand. Here it is in action. They clipped it on a bookshelf. Okay. Mounted lights. Soltech Solution LED Grow Light is a mounted light for $130 on Amazon. They like that it's slim and lightweight, multiple placement options, includes a timer, and you tap on light to control and adjust brightness. What we don't like, adhesive might not be strong enough for all surfaces. And there it is, stuck to the wall apparently, with removable strips. It's on a textured wall. And again, we're talking about the indoor garden that they brought up earlier. And then we're talking about the best light bulb, GEBR30 LED Grow Light Bulb for seeds and greens is what it's saying. Balanced light spectrum. Here's what it looks like. Mike says that's why I use opaque containers to block the light. Gardening Warrior says to CR, we are on the same page here, my Canadian cousin. I'm like, the freeze dryer is an investment to make money in the future. Miss Sharon says, I just don't think growing some food should be that complicated. Here, here. Mike says covers for empty pods, etc. and systems. Duncan says, I clipped it to my pot rack over the island in my kitchen to start and grow plants. Nice. Oh, they gave us what we like and don't like about the light bulb. Fits in most lamps. Simple to install. Great for a variety of plants. But apparently it makes a humming sound? Well, count me out then. There it is, pointing at some houseplant with a desk lamp. Mike says, I use that light, grew peppers with it. Peppers everywhere. Gardening Warrior says these expensive growing systems are for rich people that don't know how to naturally grow. My money, them brains. Grow my money, them brains. South Florida Sunshine. Mine has the stand, but it seems to run hot. You can get full spectrum and a ballast shop light pretty cheap. Or those clip-on lights, big box stores. It was $4 on Amazon, says Mike. G Mama grows when a light says grow light. It's probably more expensive than a light with the same light value. Correct. If you actually understand lumens, then you don't have to go buy a thing that says grow light on it. Useless plant. You can't eat it. There we go. And this is a best large capacity Mars Hydro LED grow light. Square shape. $140 on Amazon. Covers a large amount of seedlings or plants. You can connect to multiple lights using the same circuit. It has brightness settings. It doesn't get too warm. What we don't like is the fixture doesn't blend well in small spaces and there's no built-in timer. There it is in use. They're starting seedlings. This is talking about the best light for seedlings is iGrowTech Grow Light for $57 on Amazon. What they like is a compact size, easy to set up, can adjust the height of lighting. But what they don't like is there's no additional features. So here it is in action. Took them 5 minutes to set it up. Storm says, oh, so it's been to Mars? I'm calling BS. Mike says, I just got 4 shop lights from the box store, $20. G Mama has a, I don't know how to say that. Is it Dracaena? Do you say it like that? Fluorescent tend to hum. CR says, like I said, do it yourself and learn before buying and being discouraged and probably broke too. That is kind of the lesson of the evening, isn't it? So this is talking about a stackable light, Gardener's Supply Company Stack and Grow Light System. It's $215 on Amazon. I Can't read these prices anymore. What we like, space saving, expandable, great for starting seedlings. What we don't like, lengthy assembled compared to other grow lights. Harder to adjust lighting as plants grow. And here it is in action. Yeah, I don't use any of this stuff that we've shown tonight. None of this. None of it has been what I use at all. So, that being said, here's Diva singing and moving and grooving, getting Christmas.
Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with.
It's so fun to be able to spy on her. Okay. With that being said, for our show and tell here, if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe for more gardening chats. And I would like to speak about the basic necessities here. In my Minnesota gardening group, they talked about you just get a 4-foot, 5,000 lumen LED fixture and you put it 10 inches above the plant, 16 hours a day, and it's the best deal. I believe this is what Mike was getting to in the chat about setting up your own system with some totes. Shop lights, these LED 4-foot long, 5,000 lumen fixtures. I think I have a link in the description to one of them. I'm not sure if I remember that right or not. Please share your indoor gardening experiences or plans in the comments below if you like our gardening chants. Subscribe for the next one. I'm not sure when we're going to have one, but we do need to talk about the hunger gap, which is a big conversation. And I have a disclaimer for everybody. Our bodies aren't meant to eat summer foods in the winter. When you're planning your indoor gardening growing crop list, our natural cycles in our bodies have a different diet in the winter. It's just how it works. Those of us that eat meat, we eat more meat in the winter. You eat your storage crops. You eat your fermented foods, right? And again, like I said, check out the description for all the links to the articles and the shopping links if you want to check them out for the items that we mentioned in this live. So what I can do is invite people up to chitty chat with us if you want to talk. And we might be able to talk about things other than the indoor growing system, but we'll see. So I encourage South Florida Sunshine to click the link. I encourage Mike. I don't think you do that, but I'm encouraging you to. And then GT Junior, if you're listening still and you want to come up and talk about how ridiculous all that was, I encourage you to come and share your thoughts. I'm trying to get the button and see if that works. Yes, I think it worked. And don't forget to answer the poll. We have what indoor growing system do you want to learn more about? Okay, let's get back over here and see what I missed. CR, like I said, do it yourself and learn before buying and being discouraged. And oh, I think I read that. And then right, Mike's was talking about the shop lights. That's what everybody in my gardening group said. And I encourage everyone to have a gardening group, by the way. And that was on Facebook. Storms, Fairies, and Cats Tech. It the words and it won't hum anymore. Storms, that was funny. We have a South Florida Sunshine here. Are you ready? Yes.
I had to do the turning off of the other.
Off and on, off and on.
Yes,
Tammy
yes.
says, but humbug, we can definitely do it yourself something just as
Yeah.
good. Right, right. That is kind of the point of this discussion is let's now talk about that.
Yeah.
South Florida Sunshine, you were saying it's good for oxygen.
Yeah.
Edible
The plant, the Dracaena.
plants. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
right.
We have this thing, like Florida really got off on the ornamentals and not the edibles. And I think we could feed so many people if we used common areas for edible plants and edible trees, fruit trees, instead of just things
I
like
love
that.
that message you're providing to have
Yeah.
more edibles in your landscaping instead of ornamentals. Right.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yep.
Newfound Drone Productions. So good to see you. How's your winter solstice and weekend and weather and stuff happening? Mushroom Mark says, why do hummingbirds hum? Isn't that the sound their wings make? Because they're moving at however many rates per blah,
Right.
whatever the science is for that.
I think it helps pollinate the plants too, just like buzzing bees, that
Like the
vibration.
yes, yes. Yeah, the bumblebee has that capability to
Hmm.
buzz the plant.
Yep.
Yes, it was so good to see Diva again. We'll check on her again in a little bit if I remember.
I know. I love that dress. She told me
You
she's like Timu. I'm like, no way.
yes, fun fact, that dress is from Temu, everybody.
Yep.
Storm
Me
says, I
too.
have the GE screw and bulb and the clip-on lights, and they work well for starting
Hmm.
seedlings. So
Yes,
very
that was
budget
what I was
friendly. We've had
looking
multiple
at.
people speak about those lights and those bulbs.
How many? What?
Remember to hit the like.
Yeah, this light actually worked, but it's a little finicky and it doesn't come with a plug, so you have to provide your own plug for the like USB. It,
CSCR.
here, let me see. Oh, you're going by CR. And I noticed that it was getting hot. So I don't
Oh,
know if it
right.
was because of the hours and I used, but it just comes, that's it when you get
Okay.
that light. Ugh, but it was a
Mike's
good price.
right.
It was a really good price.
Mike's shopping list is shop light, cheap wire shelf, timer, and totes. There you go, everybody.
Yes.
Write it down.
Yes, that's what I want, Mike's. I agree. And then the cracky method, because you don't need bubblers, you don't need any misters. And
Deborah, thank you. Yes.
I did I have like all the things. They're spread out now throughout the room. I have even the, nutrients. I have the pH balancing stuff. I just need the space. I just really need the space.
That's on the list of considerations. Elf C Grow
Mhm.
Kit. That's what I just typed in. I'm looking for that. G Mama. But it didn't pop up. Oh, maybe over here. Is this it?
I think GT too had that video of one of the grow things he was trying out. He was
GT
review.
Jr. grows at Alaska, has wonderful videos. He had a live today and a video yesterday or the day before. So check out his channel for more information on what this stuff is because I don't have a clue about any of it. So this is the Elf C. Oh, it's like a shelfie thing. 2 layers, 3 layers, 4 layers. Oh, what? $422? I mean,
It's
it's cool.
gorgeous.
It's
Yeah.
very
But you
cute.
can do like what Mike said, do it on a
Rig it up
wire.
yourself, yeah.
Yeah, the wire shelves like that you can sometimes get at the big box stores.
Well, you
And
know where I
then
got my wire shelves was a garage sale.
woohoo!
And then I fell in love with them, and then I went to the box store and bought 4 more because 'cause they're everywhere now in my house
Right.
to use for things.
I know Danny uh and he
Thanks for
does all
listening,
kind
GT. Go ahead.
he does hydroponics and they use a soil, it's like a soil derivative instead of just the little
Oh,
balls,
in
clay
Louisiana.
balls.
We can't think of the
Yeah.
channel name.
I know, it just went right out my head. I was thinking of it before I came up here, and he was saying that there is a mix that they use, and they seem to have really good results with it. But, I mean, his hydroponics is in a greenhouse, set up outside in a greenhouse.
Cajun something,
Cajun
right?
hydroponics, that's it.
Cajun Hydroponics is the channel
Mhm.
that we're speaking about.
Yes.
Newfound Drone Products. You know that you mentioned that? I tried to get the community garden to plant all fruit trees around their garden, but no, they have green haps and birch. What?
Yeah, and birch, like, depending on where you are, can affect certain plants and cause disease.
Hummingbirds hum because they don't know the words, is what Mushroom Mark is saying. There is Diva in the Dirt's channel. Go on
There you
over and
go.
binge watch all her Vlogmas and her wonderful
Yes.
content she's been putting out. And she has merch too, so check her out.
Food Forest going night-night. Happy winter solstice, Food Forest permaculture.
I bought expensive grow light. I'm wasting my money. I grow citrus indoor in northern Canada. I think
Wow.
you have to have a light on the citrus when it's inside, right?
Right.
Howie has on his channel, he shows his citrus, I'm pretty sure, inside.
Mm-hmm.
G Mama has the Elfie's grow kit. What do you like? What do you don't like? Tell us more. What are you growing? Duncan uses metal shelves and lights and covers the shelves with mylar blankets to reflect the light back at the plants. Cajun
Oh.
Hydroponics. Storm said it
Yeah.
probably way before.
Right. Yeah.
Yes,
Before we
good
got
night,
it.
Howie. Thank you for joining us. Happy
Night.
winter solstice to you.
So Duncan is creating her own grow tent with those.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great idea. Much cheaper than some of those grow tents.
But am I wasting my money by buying a big grow light? Do I just need a shop light? If you can attach the shop light to something, I'd say go
Yeah.
shop light, and we go with the
Right.
specific 5,000 lumen LED
Right. We
shop
can
light.
use the S hooks and chain to do it.
And then I don't know where it goes above it for a citrus tree. Like it's probably, I don't know if it's the same math. Like if it's
True.
10 inches.
Yeah.
I don't have citrus trees in my house. Oops, I forgot to unclip.
Yeah, because he would, if it's a tree, he might be suspending it from the ceiling.
But that was a really good question. Does anyone have any like mind went blank answers to that?
Yeah. And winter down here is when they're usually fruiting. Citrus is so bizarre.
Because the shop light is 4 feet. I mean, how much
Right.
are you needing? And then
Barley.
I don't know if what I'm doing is overkill. It's well, Howie just left. Would have been good to ask this to.
Yeah.
I have a calamondin
Yeah.
in flower now.
Nice.
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
It's
Let's see.
What do you call it? Broke Farmer has them. It's a little bit. I think it's a little bit of a tartar orange.
Oh, it's a okay.
Calamondin. Yeah.
Calamansi is.
I know how to say it, but my brain is not doing it. Yeah. It's a little bit of a sour orange. Mm-hmm. And they're small. Yep.
Check that out.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty.
Cool. Was it G Mama that has the Elfsea? Did you tell me more about the Elfsea? Because it's adorable.
But during winter too, like we have shorter days even in South Florida. But that's the more cold hardy citrus tree. Oh, they call them the Philippine lime. Okay. Are you in Newfoundland with that Newfound drone productions? Is that like a play on that you're in Newfoundland? I know I'm not saying it in the correct Canadian way.
We're just going to do this for a second.
Okay.
Flower bouquet, show and tell. Christmas bouquet.
Oh, it's so
drive
gorgeous.
by. It smells so good.
It did.
It's got water in it, so I'm being very careful.
So pretty. So pretty. I used to make my own like centerpieces for the holidays.
Now that I understand what it should look like, I can save.
Right, you can repeat it.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Duncan. Oh, GT Junior would like to speak. Everybody,
yay!
Here we go.
Hey there, how y'all doing?
Yeah, fantastic. Happy winter solstice.
Say what? Huh?
Happy winter solstice.
Is it for me too? I know that's a crazy question, but I just keep thinking that we pitch dark and it's 7:12. I know it counts for me, but man.
You do have a different kind of a situation.
Right.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm dealing with my husband comes home and it turns pitch black, so I can't get out to the garden during the week unless I go. I mean, I've gone out in the dark for watering, but I can't really like go out and shoot a bunch of videos.
I'm assuming that in Alaska, you're going to gain sunlight hours with everybody else now that it's after the winter solstice. But yes, it gets dark at like 4:30 right now here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I kept that rosemary alive, GT, and it even got growth. I noticed on the tips. Whee!
Did you have to give it back?
Say what?
Yeah, it gets it back. My rosemary that I was babysitting for the pastor at the church that I was so nervous about because I kill rosemary. It's one of those plants that I'm not great with because it's Mediterranean and not tropical. And he actually gave me tips. And what's funny is I found out that the pastor is very much into growing inside, and he believes that we are coming upon a time where that's going to be necessary.
It feels a little trendy for 2025, doesn't it? This indoor
yeah,
growing.
it's trendy, and also, with all the things we're hearing
Necessary?
in the news, might be necessary.
Right.
Yeah, because you don't know what they're gonna put in the air.
Quickly, Mike, tell me what soup, please. Tell me what soup you're having. Because you're actually hungry, and I want to know all about it.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're
GT,
hungry.
You have so much expertise with growing indoors, so you can either talk about your collaboration challengey thing, your hashtag, or you could tell us like what's your favorite method or what's your one you're trying. What do you want to share?
Right. What's a good starter?
Can you make your mic better? Can you wiggle it? Or...
Thank you.
Wiggle it.
Thank you.
Just a little. Oh, sorry.
Can y'all hear me better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I really like the DWC, which is the deep water culture. I love the how you said it again?
I did
Shani?
MUFGA. MUFGA.
Yes, the MUFGA. I
Okay.
like the MUFGA. I like that it delivers the individual water to the pods.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand why some people buy these elaborate, expensive systems. Some of it is, I believe, it's aesthetics. They want it to look real pleasing to the eye.
Yeah.
Right.
Because most of those systems you can build. I've built the hydroponic system, beef with barley. What is barley?
Barley is what? I could go get some and show you.
I can't eat barley.
It's a seed, right?
Is it in the grain family?
It's in the grain family, and it's like if you're gluten free.
It's oval and it's white, and it has a black line in the center.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Newfound Drum Productions has a question, and this is the last one, I swear. I know this is long planning, but I like to do that. But I have a 12-foot by 4-foot grow bed in summer, and I grew all spuds last summer. What should I plant there this year for maximum harvest? Well, you want to replenish the nutrition in the soil, so you should probably plant a nitrogen fixer like green bush beans and peas and things like that.
Yeah.
Grow what you want to eat, though. Okay, if you don't eat those, don't put them in.
And you can
massive harvest.
Yeah.
Things that you pick and they grow again, like a green bean, the bush green beans you would pick and it would keep producing for sure. Does anyone else have anything to say before we go back to GT?
You can put in some kelp meal into your soil for some micronutrients, and you can use what is that grain that helps with the nitrogen too? Mixing that in.
Alfalfa. Oh, grain.
Yeah, alfalfa. That's a grass. Yeah, you're right. Alfalfa.
So you want something to eat, and you want a massive harvest is the goal here. And we just put a root crop in there. And sometimes there's an order of things you might want to keep in mind when it's roots, shoots, fruits,
Yeah, the root crops suck away everything. They use them actually as like a cleansing crop for all the crap that they spray on plants sometimes. That's why I know organic can be a fallacy, but that's one thing that I definitely get organic at the store is any spuds. and onions, because they absorb all the different pesticides that are left over in your soil.
So I agree, GT, that people are interested in spending a bunch of money on these indoor growing systems that we shopped to have it be impressive to their guest.
Right.
Or
Like
they want to
clout.
look at something that looks not. But the benefit of hydroponics, I think, that is fascinating to me is less pests,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
Where I'm growing
100%.
with dirt. Yeah, I'm growing with dirt and you can get gnats and all kinds of things.
Yes, like all of the systems that you mentioned, I've created similar ones. The um, Aeroponics, I grew watermelons in that. I didn't keep up with it, but I used the misting system.
Mhm.
And yeah, DWC, I have videos I've done it on live. It's really, 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 really simple to build a lot of these systems.
When you do the
I
deep water culture, is that using the bubbler?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm almost strictly about bubbles.
You
I'm
love your
almost
bubblers.
strictly I'm almost strictly about circulation of water. Almost
And
Okay.
strictly.
can you go into why quickly? Because we
Yeah.
know about stagnant water. Maybe speak about that.
Yeah.
It harbors water. Water. What is it called? Waterborne
Bacteria.
pathogens,
Pathogen.
Mhm.
bacteria, and pathogens. It's there. Not all the time, but your chances are very high with that. I don't do cracky, but very rarely. I
Oh,
just don't.
okay.
I don't.
So
Now there
cracking
are
is what
But
people.
what about adding like a little bit of the peroxide to the water to help with the pathogens for cracky?
I just
Okay.
don't do it. No,
right.
it's Mike has done it. Mike has done it a lot. I just don't do it. My
Have
brain
that.
is like, no, add oxygen, add something that actually makes the water move.
Yeah.
That's what I
Mike's
do.
just like, I love cracky.
Yeah.
Because, like, really, in a shift scenario, if we do not have electricity, cracky is going to be one of the ways that we can survive. So that's why I'm wondering, is peroxide one of the methods, Mike's, that helps kill those pathogens that might be in the water?
I think you're onto something there. When we have no electricity, how are these systems supposed to work?
Right.
Then we go back to sprouts and microgreens. You
Yeah.
just need a
Then
window.
we
Go ahead.
no, then we use gravity. You you no, you use gravity. You
Oh,
actually build a wheel, you put a chain of types of stuff, you put it at a tilt, you make it hit a wheel, you make it turn, circulate, and you kick it back up. We we've got too used to having access to electricity.
yeah.
We can do this without it. We don't have to have it. But I just don't believe in I'm just not as comfortable as some of the more experienced people when it comes down to cracking. I just
Mhm.
yeah. And the same thing goes with the spider lamp. The spider lamp with like the four or
Yeah.
whatever. I have one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it can do nothing.
It worked though on the
I
rosemary.
know.
However, it was like, I had some like 12-hour stints with it. So, yeah. And we haven't gotten our electric bill after it, so I don't know. It is LED, so it shouldn't be too high. But yeah, Brenda didn't like it either. She wasn't Duncan 1900 was not pleased with that one. But
Mm.
it was my starter one, and I would like to do the ones like the shop method, the shop lights.
And with the shop lights, I've actually seen people grow plants, but I don't know. Like if you're growing like a tomato plant and
Mhm.
you want big size, half a pound, pound or better
Right.
tomatoes, how many shop lights will it take to do it? I don't know the math of it. I don't. But
How many watts? Hmm. Yeah,
I
I
believe that
either.
it's good for certain levels of plants as far as taking things all the way to, with lemons or whatever, or limes or other fruit trees. I don't know if 2 shop lights will be enough. I don't know, but
Okay.
Yeah,
I
literally.
believe in grow lights for some of it. I do, but shop lights have taken me. I have harvested tomatoes, cucumbers. Um, Let me see. My fig plant right now, it produced a. No, that's up under the grow light. Uh, but I have produced some of those things with just regular shop lights. I have about 8 of them on my
Mhm.
seed rack. I have a seeding rack, and that's what I have. I have the shop lights. When I get busy in January, that's what I'm doing.
So it's the gravity fed hydroponics would be kind of like the old water mills, like how they used the water to mill different things back in the day. It's kind of that idea. Like
That is
where you saw it powered on the outside with that water wheel, like different like grain mills and things like that. They use that as their electricity. Is it kind of that concept? Like, where is the water mill? Is it on the inside of the box that you're using, or
I don't know all of it. I just
Oh,
know
okay. I
that
didn't I thought you
the
might have used it.
mechanics of it makes sense to where you just have gravity to where it actually has enough pressure to actually make that windmill or whatever thing you're using
Uh-huh.
to spin and kick it back out and shoot it up. It's
And move it. Okay, move the
yes.
water. Makes sense. And there also is like, there are solar things that we can use. They do have solar pumps and things like that. So they've got to have probably a solar aerator or a way to hook it up into solar.
Oh, good point. Solar stuff, solar powered stuff.
Yeah. Oh, G Mama says she uses that. Do you have video on it, G Mama?
Water hammer. Oh, okay, okay,
Do you know what a water hammer is?
I don't
I
know.
think I do.
I was trying to find like a picture or a diagram of this like conversation we're having right now, and I'm not having any luck. But I feel like there's YouTube videos about it, which I can't really share.
Right.
And then, I mean, you want the most nutritious, the most bang for your buck, the crops that your 10 crops that you know you're gonna grow GT indoors every year. Do you have that available for us to rattle off quickly?
Yes. Um,
Duncan, that's how kids used to grow special herbs in college. They would clear out their closets and do that.
Is a water hammer a valve system, Mike? You're building up pressure and releasing the valve and letting water through?
my is gone. I had one on my tablet. I don't see it. But
Yeah.
potatoes is gonna be one. That's gonna be number one as far as getting, full.
Your calories, no pressure,
Right.
yeah.
uh,
Yes.
Getting full. Then there's gonna
Yes.
be, something that's gonna provide sweetness. I'm gonna want something
Mhm.
like strawberries.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, David the Good says that definitely to have your root crops for your calorie dense, like
Yeah, to grow them indoors. Growing them
survival food.
indoors, like, yeah.
Yeah. How do you like, especially sweet potatoes, because you're dealing with all those vines. You have a beautiful plant. You just have to have the way to maybe put the vines up and going somewhere. I've seen people keep putting it in a circle in a kiddie pool, but then you've got to have that room for a kiddie pool. And that gets into more of like a soil based. Like, how do you grow root vegetables hydroponically? To me, that's
they do it.
I know,
Isn't that
but
They
crazy?
do it.
yeah,
I just
that's the system Mike's talking about. The wire shelves, shop lights.
So this
Yep.
is like indoor survival garden conversation. I mean, they're designating a whole room, and these are the shelvings that I like too. And they
Mhm.
are using soil here, which I sometimes is argumentable, provides a better tasting food
Right.
versus water nutrient-based growing.
Right.
Personal choice for individuals.
Mhm. Yeah. And some of those organic nutrients are a bit more than like the liquid nutrients for hydroponics than not
So
organic.
GT, with your liquid nutrients, you have to purchase it from a certain place, or do you mix your own?
I purchased mines.
Okay.
Yes, we have a hydroponic store here, so I
A whole
use
store?
Maxi. Yes, this is
I'm
this
jealous.
is Alaska.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
I should
it's
open a
it's
store.
Is it because certain things are illegal, so it's really hydroponics for those legalized things that you
when
can
it
then
comes down to hydroponics, they do a lot of hydroponics here.
okay.
There's a lot of when it comes. It's a grow shop. It is a
Yeah,
grow shop, but when it comes down to hydroponics, there's things that I'm like, oh my goodness, that when it comes down to having, it's a lot. It's a lot. I've spent hours in there just reading some of, like I found out about bat guano like
Mm.
7, 10
mhm,
years ago, and
yeah,
then about feathers. And then I didn't know that feather meal, I can get it from my chickens. I didn't even understand that until like what, 3 years ago before I got the chickens. And I
right,
was like, wow, there's a lot of things that chickens actually provide. But I
true.
didn't know some of this stuff until go into the grow shop and,
Mhm,
just reading the bags and stuff. And next thing you know, I'm like, oh my goodness, I think I can do some stuff.
I love that you have
yeah,
that resource near you.
yeah.
I really
Fox
do.
Farms is the
Yeah.
one that uses that bat guano. They like that. The soil that you talked about, is it Fox Farm?
I like Fox Farm, yeah.
Yeah, they're great. They're the ones actually from California for the growers of that special herb. That's where they came from. I have their liquid nutrients.
I feel like I now need another bedroom so I can grow dwarf
Me
citrus
too.
trees inside my house,
Me
according to
too.
that list.
Me
Hold on
Ah.
1 second.
Yeah. I like Fox Farm except for the price. I have their Grow Big liquid, I have their Tiger Bloom, and I think I have one more. But it's also in my
Happy
like
Frog. I have
and
Happy
hap
Frog.
yeah, I might have Happy Fro I don't know. I have to check.
I don't think I know where a store is near me, Mike.
No, I had to order it.
So, hmm, business adventure? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not opening a business.
That would be
Now,
great business venture.
I need to help my guy here. When it comes down, we just
Gotcha.
got back here, and the TV isn't working, so I have to. No, the
Okay.
Wi-Fi is on, so I got to fix the TV. But
Okay.
when it comes down to hydroponic nutrients, one of the hydroponic nutrients that I use is either the Maxi Grow. Maxi Grow has a bloom and a Maxi Bloom. So those
Mhm.
are the three formulas that when your plants transition to the different stages of life, you can actually use those. Those are found on um, the place that delivers everything. And then there's something blend, Master Bloom,
Master
Master
blend.
Blend.
Yep.
Master Blend is another one. You can get that off of the internet as well, and just
Mhm.
add your calcium, add all of those things, and it's I think
Yeah.
it's worth it. Now
Usually,
I'm
I
gonna
think it
tell
comes with
you,
Epsom, right? GT, they usually are
you
like
need to
carrot.
purchase the Epsom separately.
Right.
When it
Right.
comes down to, I know some people may not agree with me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When it
Yeah.
comes down to having a tomato from outside and having a tomato with the hydroponics, it's different. I'm
Right.
telling you, the
That's what we were
taste, the
talking about, like
flavor, it's
doing the
it's
soil
it's real.
inside for certain plants, like grow like
No, it's that sun. We
oh,
cannot replicate it. We try with the grow lights, but it's
When the sun
something
hits
about it.
it, the sugars in the plant do things, and it makes the
right,
food
But I've
taste yummy,
added
just
sugar,
like
I've
coal.
added molasses,
But
I've
no,
right,
added different
replicate our
nutrients, the
beautiful star,
kelp,
the
the
sun.
right.
I've
Well,
added
they say
all of the
that
stuff.
with
The
fruits.
the the
Mhm.
texture of some of your tomatoes will be different. The
Ooh,
just
I don't like
everything is. I mean, I'm happy to actually have access to fresh foods, but nothing compares to outside. I'm sorry.
I
Yeah,
hear
Don't
you.
hurt me,
she's
y'all.
cooking
Don't come for
channel.
me
It's
and
not to
don't come for
replace,
me.
right? It's not indoor growing is not to replace outside
No,
growing
it's to
at all.
complement your access to food year round. That's
Right.
what it is.
To help spread out nutrition. Yes. Well, I
Yes.
appreciate the time you're able to spend with us since you said you have to go.
Yeah, I got to help them. I got to help him. All right,
Mhm.
then I'll come to the chat, but
Okay.
let me go help
Okay.
him real quick.
Yep.
All
Okay.
right, y'all. Thank you for your time. Thank you for allowing me to come up.
Yeah.
Yeah. We always like
So
when
G
JT
Mama
comes
just
up.
learned something. Maxi Grow has liquid nutrients. I had no idea. So yeah, great.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Tammy was talking about Kristen
She's a filmographer, or however you say
Dirksons
that, videographer, but
about different parts of the
producer
world. Okay.
too. She produces some really good videos.
And I think that's an expectation you need to understand when you do switch to growing food indoors is it's not the outside. It's a whole
Right.
different taste. Storms, if you could keep more than one room warm in this house and not go broke, I would be growing winter stuff now. I have high hopes for 2025. Yes. Yes. Thank you,
Mhm.
GT, for coming up here. Mike says, and to avoid the store, which is literally life and death. I don't for food, yes. When you have it in your house, you don't have to go to the store and wait in lines and fight people for food. And thank you, Miss Sharon, for sharing the link to that YouTube channel that we were speaking about.
I'm wondering if Mike's and GT have used the general hydroponics like the Flora Grow, the Flora Micro, and the Flora Bloom. Because
Well,
you
what
can,
nutrients do you use, Mike? I don't think we've heard his answer.
right. Let me see if I can present this one. Because I've seen it advertised before and wondered if they were any good.
Any thoughts on this, chat?
And avoid the storage is already. Any
Mike
thoughts?
was just talking about recalls. Okay, I understand. Yeah, because all the
Yeah, yeah.
recalls with the carrots and the lettuce and the peppers
Mhm.
and the cucumbers and all of it.
And
GT
it's
says water
always the
soluble.
romaine with the pig poo. Like what the
Okay, so GT Junior grows it says water soluble nutrients for Maxi Grow. Sorry, Bob942 is talking about growing in soil for houseplants. I love soil based growing as well. That's what I do. GT Junior is back. Welcome back to the party. Bob, tell us about your weather. Happy winter solstice to you. We just did our window shopping for indoor growing systems and how ridiculous they all were because we can build our own. And Bob, if you can build your own, I'd like to hear how you would do it. And Carol found her way back to us. Here we go.
I went to close it and I hit instead closed myself out of the chat site.
Mike just wants what's on sale. I like that kind of attitude. There you
Right?
go.
I like that.
There you go.
Yeah, I got a sample of that stuff GT was talking about before, the granular one that you mix in with the Epsom salt.
The
And
thing that kind of stops me. Oh, sorry. I
no,
interrupted. Go ahead.
I am looking for and I probably could make it myself, but we have like potassium magnesium. It's called like K-Mag down here, which is not organic. I'm looking for like an organic uh alternative just instead of synthetic. And I'm wondering if that's something too that you guys have to watch with hydroponics because like your plants can start looking like spotted, like they have stars on the leaves when they have like a potassium deficiency.
I'm confused about the schedule. Like, let's say I want to do hydroponics. I need a
Right.
schedule. Like, what am I doing every 2 days or every day or every 2 weeks? I'm putting nutrient solution in. Is there an easy, like, rough draft you could go through on the schedule on how to take care of a hydroponic system? Or is it just, it's all different depending on the plant and the system and the grave
I
and the
believe that
soil?
is I believe that it's different for every plant for because of the system, because of what type of plant. It's just like in the garden. When you're in the garden, some root vegetables need certain things.
Right.
Your plant is in flower, so you want to give it less nitrogen or start adding bone meal, blood meal, and
Right.
stuff. It's different,
Right.
but generally, after your plant has you know grabbed two of the cotyledon leaves,
Mhm.
you want to start giving it nitrogen, and you want to do that every
Mhm.
9 days to 2 weeks.
Mhm.
And as you see that it develops, no, I can't give you like a.
Can
It
I?
also condenses down as the plant grows, your water levels are going down, and they talk about how sometimes the nutrients condense, right, GT? Like they can get like heavier in the water. And some people struggle with that, like whether to add just more water
Oh, like
or
dilute it down.
yeah, dilute it
I
down.
mean, a bigger plant, an older plant is going to eat more. A baby plant isn't going to have that big of a diet. And I'm
Right.
wondering if you can make a worm casting compost tea mix to add to these indoor growing systems, or is that a
Yeah,
no-no because of fungal or bacteria situations?
I think that was
I think
something.
fungal and bacteria
Okay.
Yeah,
would be a problem.
I think GT or Mike's was going to experiment with that.
Mike's gonna do
Bryce,
Yeah.
Mike's
it.
gonna have he's gonna
Yeah,
make like
I
a
think
worm
it works
casting
out.
compost tea to add to hydroponics. That's exciting. Run an experiment. Does he test like pH? Are you testing pH, GT?
I have tested pH, but
Okay.
I just started my plants, and if the pH ain't right, they'll be all right.
Okay.
And I'm not sweating it.
I don't want to get too sciencey. If I were to jump into this kind of growing system, I don't want to be there with my clipboard and my glasses and going, I kind of just want to like watch the plants and feed them and eat, right? Is
Yeah.
there a
Yes.
thing with hydroponics where you don't want to fertilize so many days before you know you're going to harvest?
Um,
Like, could you get sick if you've applied a
no, you
fertilizer?
cannot. No, you're not going to get sick from
Okay.
it.
No, because you're not foliar feeding. It's from the
You
It's from the
bottled
root,
don't. You
not
water.
don't
the
have
leaf.
to.
Okay.
You just grow. Just use the nutrients. When you have a harvest, you harvest. You eat it.
Right.
There's not going to be any change with it. You're not going to taste the nutrients. No, just continue doing that. If you're growing fruits and vegetables, you don't have
Yeah.
to stop your nutrients. Just keep
Okay.
it going.
Okay.
Now, if you start to see deficiencies or you see that there's an issue, then you need to check things. That means that you need to check your EC, your pH. Those are things, and that means that you should have something to be able to check those. Waiting hours and hours, and then you see your plants hurt, and
Right.
then you try to look for, those measuring devices, is going to be an issue. Yeah,
Mm.
because hydroponics is less forgiving than with soil. Soil has a buffer, so you will start to see that it's lacking something or you gave it too much. Um, and you just have to be cautious of what you just gave it. So if you know you
Mhm.
just gave it a lot of nitrogen 2 days ago, and you're starting to see issues with it, then that means you probably need to um,
Like you could
flush it.
you could burn the
Go-
plant.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you can burn the plant. Yes, definitely can burn the plant.
Mike has a
Mhm.
pro tip here for everybody. If you use filtered tap water as he does, let the water sit for 3 days to allow the chlorine to
Right.
dissipate. If you use food that needs dissolving, plenty time. So two birds.
Yeah, the
What?
chlorine now is in our bottled water too. I noticed that when we had a fish that it like almost ate the skin right off the fish, just the distilled water that used to be safe in the bottles. It's not safe anymore. There's chlorine in all the water now. Yeah, citrus has its own type of fertilizer.
Yes, you use it.
Yeah.
I use mine for my avocado. I have an avocado tree in the garage, so
Mhm.
that's what they
Yep.
told me I'm supposed to use.
Yeah, it's good for avocados and mangoes too. So that would be for
Mhm.
nitrogen, what Bob's talking about, if you could use it. I don't know if that would get weird though.
Well, it's like, okay, so what's in a bottle of, like, let me pull that up maybe. Okay, give me the name of your nutrient solution again.
Maxi Grow. It's synthetic.
Yeah, Mike's, I need to do that too. I have one, and I'm not looking forward to that.
G-Mama is an
Wait a
expert plant scientist.
Yes,
I
G
have all
Mama
this
know his
stuff
stuff.
for Cracky. I have a pH thing. Yeah, it's floating around here somewhere. I should put all my stuff together one night and do a live and say, here's all the things I have now. I need to just find space. Maybe set up one, clear this thing off back here and set one box up.
Do not get the cheapest pH pen. That yellow one, don't get it.
Okay.
Don't get that yellow one. I know from experience. I have bought them. They was $10, and no, I got the EC.
Yeah.
Now I still have the EC pen that came with it, but that pH meter,
Yeah.
I bought the extra solution that you're supposed to keep in the bottom of the on the bottom of the pH pen, and it just wouldn't read correctly after that. After about I don't know how long it was, but it didn't work that good.
Bob would
Yeah.
like to distill his own water, I think was on his next list of activities to try and getting into, which is pretty cool.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
Tammy's
reverse
like, "Oh, geez,
osmosis.
the bottled water."
Yeah.
What Carol was talking about.
Right.
Crack key is more forgiving, says Mike. Set it and forget
Mhm.
it till harvest.
Yeah.
And
That's
there's all kinds of things in that. It's
yeah.
all good for the plants with the copper and magnesium and potassium and nitrate. Yep, yep, that's all in that. Maxi Bloom is what I looked up. And Bob says yes.
It's fake, but it's in there. See those.
Yeah,
See
That
what you
name.
just seen is you just show the macro and the micro nutrients that plants need.
Yeah.
Yes, and when you're
It,
using like blood meal and bone meal, I think because it's organic, they seem to carry a scent, a odor. So
yes.
having those in your reservoir, I don't think that would be good. I think that that would cause
correct.
a lot of problems.
Just like fish
So
emulsion is going to cause a smell. So that's
Right.
why we have
yeah,
these specially designed nutrient liquids.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have
And
enough lettuce.
it's just synthetic. I mean, it's not fake. It's just synthetic and made in a lab. And they still, even with the, your natural stuff, they're working it a bit in the lab.
Does anyone have
when
an
it
answer for
comes,
Deborah?
Well, tomorrow, because she's harvesting. How low is your water in the muff
MUFGA?
muffga?
We want to say
Look
motherfucker.
at
but
us.
we can't.
It sounds like an African dish, like that one. I can't think of the name of the African dish that's popular.
Okay, are you wanting
Fufu,
to harvest it?
Not the fufu.
read it out loud for me, Shawnee,
I have
please.
enough. I have enough lettuce and tatsoi leaves for my first harvest from the seeds I planted 12/1, and it's 12/21 today. Will tomorrow be a good time to add some of the nutrients to my MUFGA? Have you added any nutrients? So it's been 20 days, and you want them to keep
Uh,
growing?
s- how are you gonna harvest it? Are you going to harvest it, the cut come again method? Or are you going to give it a little bit of time? Like if you harvest, give it a couple of days because it's going to go through a transplant shock. It's going to go through some kind of shock because you're taking it from, it was feeding all these leaves and now it's going to be feeding less leaves. So I say give it a couple of days, just my opinion. Just my
Okay,
opinion.
so you're
That's all.
saying when you harvest, do not feed it that day.
No, you can, no, no, no,
Harvest.
no, no. No,
Okay.
harvest has nothing to do with feeding. I'm talking about as far as taste. That's not going to have any effect. I thought that she was asking if I harvest the same day, can I feed it? And I would say no. I would say don't. I say wait 2 days.
Okay.
That's what I say.
She's going to do cut and come again.
Don't. I would say don't feed it the same day.
Okay.
I would say wait a day or two before you feed it again. If you're going to add solution.
Fish is outside only. Bob is talking about rice powder with rainwater for the inside fertilizer.
Is that
Wonderful.
like a Philippine thing, Bob? Like
How
where
did
you
you
got
learn
that?
this technique, Bob?
Yeah, because it's like giving him a sugar
That
shot, I would think, like a
okay.
starch.
Mike's Kid at Gardening says, but the amount of nutrients plants need is so much less than the soil. So while you say use 2 tablespoons 511 for outside per gallon of water, you use a few drops per gallon hydroponically when you're gardening inside. So that's interesting. I didn't know the equation equaled a completely different. She says, okay, thanks.
I'm trying, Devora. You should have enough. You should have enough nutrients in your water at the present time to where you don't need it, where you don't need to add any nutrients at all. You never let your system get completely bare. You don't let it get to the very little because those roots start to turn to air roots, I think it's called, to where now if you put too much water in there, you actually drown the plant because they've gotten
Right.
used to having their their
The
roots, just
oxygen that way.
yeah, So just be careful with that. Be
Yeah.
careful.
I'll be right back, okay?
Probably
Keep
don't
Yeah.
probably don't
They-
let it get down to like 1/3. And these are just suggestions, okay? Please don't put me to the fire. I'm just saying these are just little suggestions. And if you want to add more nutrients to your system, there is a line called, well, they don't sell it anymore. It's called Raw. Raw is a nutrient line. Some of the salts that they
Mhm.
actually use, or synthetics, however you want to do it,
Right.
they are organic. They are army listed. They have amino acids. They have all kinds of stuff that you can actually add. And it's
Mhm.
just broke down salts from what I understand. The
Mm.
reason why I am not as particular as some are when it comes down to organic versus conventional is because I'm not using pesticides. I
Right.
will, I'm not using pesticide. I'm not using all those stuff that
Right.
they use,
You're
and
still doing
that's
better
good
than
enough
what
for
we're
me.
Yeah, you're still doing better than what we're getting in the grocery store right now.
I'm just trying to do better than going to the grocery store. I'm
Right.
serious. I don't want the pesticides. I still grow in soil. I use I am a hydroponic grower and I love it. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
continue to use it. I am. And
Yeah.
they have organic options for you.
Mhm.
Anybody that wants to do straight organic hydroponics, it's available for you.
Mhm.
You can
It's
find it
just a
on
bit
that place
more.
that ships everything.
Yeah.
It
It's
comes with a
just a
price
bit
tag, but
more.
if it's worth,
Yeah.
but we pay we when we buy a car, if you want that car to have an L on it, or you wanted to
Yeah.
have that symbol on there, whatever, you pay for
Right.
quality. So if
Yes.
you want to, because I'm talking about
Yep.
everybody that's looking. Y'all
Right.
know that if you want something good to go in your body, it's your body. So
It
why
costs
not?
extra.
Go ahead
Yeah.
and buy it. You
True.
you if organic is what you want, don't let nobody steer you wrong. Get what you want for real. That's
Right.
what I say.
Right. And Mike's is saying too, it's far less with doing hydroponics, what you're putting into the hydroponics compared to what you're putting into soil when it comes to nutrients because it's being filtered out through the soil. And this is more like a direct hit in hydro. Yeah, that
Yes,
makes
you're giving the
sense.
plant exactly what it needs.
Uh,
Exactly what it needs. You give it a little something extra to make the flavor be more intense. I mean, there's a lot of research that comes with it. I
yeah.
say if you want to do hydroponics, first thing you should do is look at a pH pen and an EC pen. Look at both of those. Do not get the cheapest option that you see.
What's
Anything that you want to purchase, do not buy the cheapest.
what's
Do not.
EC? What's the EC pen?
Electricity conductivity. I can't say
Oh,
it correctly.
okay.
It's the salts or the concentrates that are in your solution.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like, okay, say you about to season some meat or whatever. You
Yeah.
know EC pen. So you
Okay.
season it and you know basically how much you put in there. But
Mhm.
if you boil it, you're not gonna know because a lot of that boils out or the plant grabs it. All types of things happen when you're using hydroponics. So having an EC
Okay.
pen can help you. It can. Look at that girl. That girl done went in there and got it real
I
quick.
know. Bam.
Wow.
Bam.
Good. Did you type that?
This answer was copy paste.
But
Oh,
still, she
I was
found
just
it
about to say
quick.
you just cheated. There's no way in
Copy
the
No.
world
paste.
you typed that fast.
No, I didn't type it.
Whoa.
It's a crucial instrument, apparently. Electrical
Yeah,
conductivity.
that one
And
didn't
I've never
come.
heard of it. What was the
No,
other
me
tool
either.
we spoke about? There was another one.
pH.
Another pen.
pH
pH
pen.
pen?
Yeah,
Mhm.
pH. pH.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
pH, and then I think I had a particle, like ppm pen,
hmm
because I just had that for
Parts
like
per million. That's what that is. Parts per million. EC
right,
pen. There's different
right,
names for it. Yes. And
and
with
that's
the
sometimes
EC
just
pen, sorry.
to, it's to deal with though too, like if you're dealing with dirty water or not. Like if your water has a lot of caca in it, you can do the ppm pen and check to see, um, yeah, what you got compared to like if you went to bottled water. Like, is my tap filter really working? You can use the ppm pen. That's what. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. If I did,
Oh no, you good.
okay.
I'd say that those are especially if you want to do big scale gardening. Like if you want to provide for your family
Right.
20% of the produce, 20 to 50%, I'd say go get those pens without a
Okay.
doubt. That's
Yeah, mine's the same, G Mama. Mine's the same device. But I didn't know. I'm glad GT mentioned the other one. I didn't know about that pen when I was researching the EC. That one was
We're gonna check in on Diva. Well, I'm not sure she's singing. Is it just music?
yeah.
Yeah,
They're
it's just music.
starting maybe or ending a song.
Let's see.
Might be starting. Amazing.
now when you was talking about you and Mike were talking about the wire shelving units.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness, you have to have those. Like if you're
Mhm.
gonna do a grow tent, the to do vertical growing to maximize your space, I would say get one of those. I'm so serious.
I love
Right.
them.
On Facebook Marketplace, you can find those. You can find them. I've seen a lot of
Oh, okay.
four for $75, but it's like it's far enough away to where I might go and get it, but it's
Mhm.
definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it to have one of those. I bought a few new ones. I've thrown away a few of them when I moved to another house. When I left my old house, I left those and I had the junk removal or whatever. I had
Mhm.
them clear out my whole
Yeah.
garage, and I said I wouldn't go get it again, but I'm started that junk train again.
I like the ones with the rollers, but you can get the caster rollers too at the big box store sometimes. That'll
Mhm.
fit them.
hmm
Like I said, garage sales is where I got some of mine, and then I started just buying them new because it was worth the money.
Yeah.
They're worth it.
You got
Yes.
some good garage sales near you, finding like some good stuff.
I
Mhm.
got one of mine from a garage sale too. They have a like 3 streets. They sell everything, and I do mean everything.
Yeah.
I mean everything. It's some stuff like you shouldn't let people know that. I don't know. People are a lot more
Are they
free
like
here
fencing
in
stuff?
Alaska. It's some stuff. I'm
Wow.
like, whoa, like
Right.
yeah. Hey, whatever you do is whatever you do,
Yeah.
but it's some funny stuff. Uh,
I have
Right.
wheels in the one in my room. It's the really big industrial one, and it does have wheels.
I like
And
the
then
wheel.
the ones
mm,
that are in the basement are ones
Mhm.
that were actually from Walmart, and they don't have wheels, and they're smaller.
Yeah.
They're not as bulk as the one I got at Home Depot.
I would love a whole room full of them.
And I
Not
have
just
enough to fill a room if I can get a
yeah.
place.
Yeah. I
oh
need a fourth
wow.
bedroom for
Mhm.
sure. Yeah, and like what Bob said too, they're great for, your preps. They're really good. Like I think
And
Diva
with
uses
growth,
them for her larder room. She has some in there.
when it
Yes,
comes
GT.
down to grow tents,
Mhm.
I love grow tents because grow tents, you can separate your plants, because your plants have different needs. So I have I have four of them. And, I have, it's, you got to have some kind of ventilation. You have to have some kind of circulation. So that means that you need fans. So that means box fan, tent
Mhm.
fans, all types of stuff. You don't have to get an
Mhm.
industrial fan that with the
Right.
300 um, cubic
Yeah.
feet per meter. You don't have to get those, but
Okay.
they're available and they have things to mask odor, like if you have garlic or
Mhm.
things that have pungent smells, that is
Right.
available as well.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, we can always tell the people who are doing grow and did not access one of those fans with the filter because you drive by that neighborhood and it's like, oh, there's a grow house here.
Well,
Like
when you're
that
putting
smell.
your environment in a smaller
Oh,
space, it helps you control those 5 things, the water, the
yeah.
airflow, the temperature, and all of that, and I love that you're bringing up to have separate grow tents for separate needs for separate plants.
Yes.
It's very
And
important.
great idea.
and they had them on sale. I went and got me one.
Oh,
Like my chickens are out next week. Solar
mhm.
fans work well in those solar fans.
Oh, okay.
So, because
Solar
you're having all the grow light, it's
solar
charging
fans.
the
Who's
solar.
that? Duncan?
Oh,
Thank you.
That's a
yes.
good
Ooh,
idea. Then
wait.
you're not
Yeah.
having to plug
And
one more thing in.
solar fans are good too for making shift swamp coolers too.
I made a swamp cooler.
How'd it
It was
go?
like 89 degrees in my garage.
What is this word Mike said? GENIYS?
Genies?
What is
We
that?
need a genie to help us.
He
I
he
could no.
I don't know. What are you talking
That's what
about?
I
maybe he
need.
misspelled it.
Genie,
Maybe he's
please.
misspelled it.
Genius. Oh, he's
Oh,
saying genius
genius.
to Duncan because he's
Yes.
like, wait, solar
Oh,
fans too.
Yeah. Yeah. Solar fans. You can do solar pumps. You can do like so many things are going solar now. Like
I have a solar pump. I have a
I
solar
wanna
pump.
I
It
wanna find
sucks.
oh, does it? Yeah,
It's
because
not
they have
strong enough.
It's
is
not
it the
strong enough.
Okay.
yeah, and the ones that are strong are super expensive. Because when I was looking at them to do, like, make one of those towers from, like, the Dollar Tree, you know how they have those planters? I wanted to try to make that tower that's on the 5-gallon bucket that circulates the water, like it's a
Mm,
self-watering, and I
mhm.
was looking at those pumps and the ones that would have that ability to shoot up the center and really do that, $100. I'm like, "I don't know, I'll just do hydroponics instead and no, water it myself."
Now, yes, the carbon air scrubber. Yes, okay, G Mama.
Gee, mama knows so
um,
much.
yeah, that's what it is. Um,
Mhm.
with those systems that you're talking about,
Right.
those the elements of it, the actual structure of those, the
Yeah.
actual you it people are making those on what's those thing called 3D printed. They 3D
Oh.
print them, but you can get a a drain,
Mhm.
4-inch round, take you a whatever heating element you want to use, and just stick something down in there when you cut it, then heat it, then stick it there to where it has like a slant or whatever, and
Mhm.
then it's fairly easy to actually build all of these systems.
Right.
It just the aesthetics of it. Are you gonna be okay with the aesthetics of it?
Yeah.
Like me, somebody see mine, I'm gonna be like, look what I built. I'm the person I'm proud that I did it. See,
Right.
like if you when you see my chicken coop, people be like, oh man, but I'm gonna be like, I built it. Like I'm gonna say it with
Right.
a big star on my chest. I'm
Yep.
happy that I
Yep.
did it. But some people like, oh, it's cricket. So it
That's
ain't
true,
gotta be
my
pretty. It just need to perform, baby.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Mike brings up an important point. By the time you pay for all that electricity, the solar pump is just a hit up front, but you're gonna be paying electricity
a
for all
light
the
bulb moment. Yeah, you have
Mhm.
all that light to charge
Yes.
the
Right.
thing.
Literally.
Yep.
Pun intended. Good one.
Yeah. Yeah, you have the lights to charge it. Yeah, and then, too, like what G-Mama was saying about the carbon, you can even get into they have UV lights that can help scrub out different things that are in the air that like viruses and stuff that could affect your plants if you're really going whole hog,
Hmm. Yeah.
if you
And
really want to.
yeah,
But it also
there's
helps for molds, like, if you have issues with mold in and you're doing it indoors and you have people with allergies in your home, putting a UV light just even in your system if you're running your AC or your heat is very helpful and allows that system to last longer because it kills your mildew and molds that go onto the coil that it comes through. We did that, both houses that we had once we found out about it, and it's helped a lot. It's helped a lot
I had to pay for somebody to treat mine. It
to
ain't
come.
cheap.
Yeah, we did that too. First time, and then the AC guy told us about the UV
Twice.
light.
Yeah. And then we got dehumidifiers and now there's you wouldn't even know.
That's
But
good.
it took yes.
Learning
Um
process.
when it comes down to indoor gardening, remember there's a such thing as trap crops. So
Mhm.
grow some of those. Grow some of those to actually be a beneficial, to actually take the focus off the things that really you want to thrive, that
Oh,
you're growing it for profit. Have
okay.
something tobacco. It has the type of leaves that it has. They will attract the fungus gnats and all types of stuff. So
Okay.
have crops that are actually going to deter the plants from your cash crop, meaning your
That's smart.
microgreens and all that
I
type of
know you
stuff.
do that
Keep them away.
outside. Yeah. I didn't know it
Do
worked
the same
inside.
thing inside. We don't
Okay.
have natural predators, so do what you can to keep the pest management, um, within reason. Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. That totally makes sense. And it has the nicotine, so I imagine if they kind of feed off of that, that I wonder if it kinda kills them a little bit.
I don't know. I got a tobacco plant in my house. I got it in the garage, and
Do you have
they
the, like,
all
the
over it.
true one or the ornamental?
No, I don't know. It,
Because
I
there's
don't know.
ornamental, and then there's the one that you can smoky.
I think you can. It said Virginia something. I bought the seeds. I was like, ooh, wee. And if you want it, go get it.
Right.
If you have a wild lettuce, you have issues with certain things, wild lettuce.
Oh, well
Y'all can do a lot of things indoors. It's
oh,
not gonna
missionary
be as
said
good. That's what I got. That's what
Virginia
I got.
Gold. Okay.
Yes. But when it comes down to that versus outside beats, but it's better than going to the grocery store. Like you can actually harvest something, how it was clean, how it
Yeah.
was grown. From the rooter to the tutor
Yeah.
what it is. So that means a lot to me. So I'm always gonna grow indoors as long
Y
as I'm in zone 4. I don't
yeah.
see, yeah.
The Young Living used to call it from seed to seal because they would make, essential oils out of they were trying to get to a point where they were growing all their plants on different farms throughout the globe, and they knew what was happening from the seed all the way until they sealed it as an essential oil, and I was like, I really liked that concept too, like you said, like you track the whole thing, but with hydroponics, you're up close too, and you can do the same thing, like it's right there in front of you.
I
So
used to
let's
say
kind of
seed to supper. Sorry.
seed to supper. Look at that. What there's a word for the words we're coming up with here. I just don't know
Yeah.
it. um, I want to just look at some do-it-yourselfer things here.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about are microgreens. It doesn't have to be in a fancy
Mhm.
plastic 5x5 farmer whatever tray.
Right.
They use what are these called? Tinfoil
Yeah, they're
trays.
like the tinfoil loaf pans, it looks
You know
like,
what
at
I
the
like?
grocery
You
store.
know the rotisserie chickens, like either at the gas
Yeah.
station? Those
Yep.
come in really good. There's two pieces. There's a black
Mhm.
bottom and a clear lid, and those are super good to grow in.
Yeah.
So,
And the tops of sometimes your egg cartons, the ones that aren't that recycled paper, the ones that are plastic, have that long tray too that you could use.
yes. So like look at your house and look at things that you have and utilize them. And this is something about steel tubes and PVC pipes, grow
Hmm.
light stand. Um, if any of this looks interesting.
Oh my gosh, look at his
That's a
stand.
huge
Wow.
there's like a air conditioner in there. You can see the bot on the wall. This is something about a grow light stand. The thing that I liked, let's see here,
That's beautiful.
is this one's on wheels. I think it was this one that I thought looked cool.
Yeah.
It was done in Canada. PVC pipes. They put
Okay.
holes in them to fit the plants' pots in them.
Yeah. And see, it looks like they're using like a peat or a soil, like what Danny was saying, and I
I
think
think it is, yeah.
he's got that kinda concept with when he does the hydroponics.
So then this is
That's the
like
one right there.
a
Yeah.
tote.
That's
Okay. What's
that's
open?
aeroponics. You can use
Okay.
that for a cloner.
Okay.
Oh. So those are sprayers down there, the red?
Yes, you can build that yourself. You go and get it from the big box store. In the irrigation section, you will find those little sprayers. They come in different angles. You can get them in 360 angle, 180, 90s. Those are the ones that I've seen. And then you have the 360s in the middle, but you have the 90 or the 180 on the closer to the edge because you don't want it to spray out of the lip of the tote. And
Mhm.
also you want to have a, what is that called? Um, is it an air conditioner lip? It's something where it's a piece of plastic that I use, and I
Okay.
put the plastic on the edge of it so that the water wouldn't come off the sides of it because it's being misted so
Okay.
often. Yeah.
So when it come
Hey,
up
you
and
can still
over.
see us on there.
That's
I just added
cool.
you, yeah. You were talking really good with your hands, so I brought you back up because I had it like this before. So I
Yeah,
thought, hey,
Mike
Okay.
saying, where is it? The lights and greens make me happy. Yeah, it does. It improves mental health and then our physical health when we eat it. I think so too, Mike, especially for those of you who are inside for winter. It's really good. The lights help too with SAD, the seasonal affective disorder.
this is
I'm
saying
so
wick
glad.
hydroponic. It's perlite, vermiculite. Okay, go ahead, GT. What?
I'm so glad we moved away from the purple lights. The that purple red light, I could not stand them. So now we have
Really?
white LED lights. I couldn't stand them.
Yeah, I don't like I can do it during a live, but I have to do the mix lights. I don't like them like being in the room too long with this grow light because it's got that. They look kind of cool though. They look like you're doing something like you're
It looked
professional.
like you're doing something. Do you
Yeah,
know that I used to wear my glasses when I used to be around the LED lights?
probably smart.
That's what I when I bought my LED lights, they came with the glasses, and I used to get on live and put them on when I first started, and it was because I didn't know any better. I was like, man, I need to
Well, no,
protect my eyes.
UV lights can, if it has the same intensity of those UV lights that kill germs, they can burn your retinas. So you never look directly at those. That's the only thing. Like you never want to do that. Um, we learned that from the AC guy too, who put ours in. Yeah, I remember you talking about that, Bob. So springtime, some white clover goes in. We had it all over our yard in Virginia, along with the
Duncan
bees.
got a farm. Did Duncan just say farm on there? Did that read that right?
I have solar motion lights all over my farm, including
Mhm.
on my chicken coop. I also have solar water pumps in my bird bath and my pond.
Yeah, she has a really gorgeous property, but she's surrounded by also farms, and they crop dusted her one time. Her and her poor son, and yeah, it affected their lungs and everything. It was awful.
How's that legal?
It wasn't, but it was basically, they were being a-holes because she was asking them not to, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do it. We won't." I know. Some people. Now I've got that stupid lyric in my head from Frank Ocean.
Sing it.
Oh gosh. It's the one
Come
like
on now.
what no. I don't think what is it? What's a human to a mob? What's a mob to a king? What's a king to a god? What's a god to an unbeliever? That one.
Okay then. Okay then.
I
Go
don't
ahead
believe.
then,
I know
Carol.
there's that other little part I forgot. Don't believe in. I can't go down like that, like he does. It's all
There
over
we
the shorts
go.
right now, but it's like, oh, it just made me think of that. That's when she's
Full
supposed to take out
spectrum.
a spear and just right through their gas tank with that music.
Hmm.
Flood and drain system required.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I can't do that one. That I researched that. I have paperwork somewhere about that. I bought the little. It works similar to a toilet, but it is.
Oh.
I couldn't do it. The flood and
Well,
drain. No, wait. Am I thinking of Evan Flow? Yeah,
that
same. I couldn't do it.
that student
Too many
one
moving parts.
the student one kind of looked like the rain gutter systems, like how they do the rain gutter systems and sink the pots into them and have like
I
a
love those.
continuous flow. I do too, but I don't know where
I have them. I have them indoors.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I harvested not bok choy. Yeah, I've harvested bok choy from it, but I just harvest like 6 months ago. I harvested. Mike told me to put it on the grill. Oh, what's it called?
Oh, yeah.
Mm,
I forget now too.
Was it
Oh,
Swiss chard?
no,
Was it
it's a
a turnip,
not rutabaga, not uh
a beet, a turnip,
similar, but no.
radish,
Oh,
what's
kohlrabi?
yes,
Robbie?
that.
He got it. Yeah,
Oh,
so
I
good
the
know.
in there.
I've never
hydroponic
been
that
able to
mug.
grow one.
I know they're huge.
I can't get it to
I
grow
grew.
every time I plant it.
Celery root and kohlrabi, I would love to see if they could grow here, but I don't think I've never heard of people growing it here in South Florida.
It's so good. I promise you.
I want to try
I,
it. Yeah.
hydroponics, I grew it. Do not let it get full size. Don't let it get too big or it is fibrous. Let that
Oh,
mug get the size of like I don't know because it probably matters about how much space it actually has. Just like with a goldfish, you put a goldfish in the
Right.
55 gallon, that mug gonna get huge. Same thing with a kohlrabi. It will get woody if you let it get too big.
Mm.
But I just start taking them out. When I taste that first one, it was like, what this is? This is stringy. What?
That's like
No.
my
I start
cassava.
pulling the rest of them.
Yeah,
Oh, you
cassava.
old
Yep.
enough. Let's go. Yeah,
Yeah,
no. And it
cassava
was
yucca
good.
gets like that. It gets woody and stringy, and I'm like, I don't. Here, I just did this video on it, and then I went to make it, and I'm like, oh crap! I just might have given people bad advice because this isn't that good.
it's such a light
Shoot,
bulb
that's how we
moment,
learn.
though. It's such a light bulb moment when you grow something and you try to prepare it in a new method
Yeah,
and it's wonderful. So now
yeah,
when you go to grow that food again, you're thinking about that kohlrabi on the grill and you're
right.
just like
It's
taking care of
encouraging
this
you.
plant, or like maybe you're hard into ferments and you're like, yep, I need to grow this postage stamp area is going to be these four things and I'm going to shred them and put them in a jar and ferment them and they're their own beautiful food for the winter. Mike's saying like zucchini best young
Ooh,
unless making bready.
that's a good
Miss Sharon
idea.
says Asia made fries in the air fryer with her kohlrabi. Interesting, an
Oh,
air
Oh,
that
fryer.
is interesting. Yeah, Duncan still has her cough from when they did that to her. It's so terrible.
oh man, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
That was bad, very bad.
yeah.
Now,
Let's
Shawnee,
end.
I have my top 20 of
Oh,
Mm,
top
yeah, top
20.
20. Yes, top 20 growing. Now you can't see me right now because I have to go to it because I put it in
Yeah.
my.
No, we see you frozen. Your computer might be.
Are you hearing us still? Because we can't hear you if you're talking.
Darn it.
Devora says, "Oh wow, I had no idea kohlrabi could be grown in the hydroponics." I know, right? Now we
Me
need to find
either.
out what else, because it's like a big thing. I feel like it can be. I
Yeah.
guess. No,
I'm
I don't. We lost GT. I don't. I'm gonna end the poll and we'll talk about that until he comes back. It says, "What indoor growing system are you most interested in trying?" And the results were 38% hydroponics, soil-free water-based, 35% soil-based indoor gardening, 16% was aeroponics, that's in air with mist, and 9% was interested in aquaponics, which was combining fish and plants together.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys learned something out of our show and tell here. We're not done yet, but I just thought I'd end the poll.
Yeah, totally. I did the soil indoors, but then like GT said, you need a trap crop for those lovely gnats because a lot of the soils now have it.
I have gnats right now. Yeah.
Oh, it's been crazy.
Yeah.
Thank
I just
you.
use sticky traps right now. Mike says, I was going to say that about hydroponic gardening. While some things won't be as good hydroponic, others are better. It's just finding what you enjoy.
Mm.
My big thing is like the timing of
Mhm.
like how many hydroponic gardens should I have? Because if I have this one started and 2 weeks later I should start this one. So when this is getting
Mhm.
harvested, I already have something coming behind it. Because that's
Yeah.
how I think outside gardening. Now I
Right. You do
understand I'm
rotation.
not. Yes, your whoa, I just lost it.
Rotational gardening is like that,
Yeah,
where you're
it
getting.
was a word. I lost the word.
I'm sorry.
I know. Should I just take GT down until he?
Yeah, maybe he can re-enter when. I hope he's not like over there talking and he
Oh,
can't
okay,
hear us.
back. He's waving now. Okay, you're
Sorry.
back. We didn't hear
Sorry.
anything. Of that.
Okay. We did. Yeah, you went to go get it and you just froze.
Coming.
I heard y'all. I thought y'all can hear me, but I didn't know. And then when y'all said y'all couldn't, I was like, let me hurry up and get it. So I got
Succession.
my
Thank
20.
you, Devora.
Thank
Succession.
you.
Okay,
Succession
hold on.
planting.
My fingers are ready on the keyboard. Go.
Sprouts, microgreens. Number 2 is leafy greens.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 is radishes and root vegetables.
Oh, wow.
Number 4 is tomatoes. Number 5 is cucumbers. Number 6 is herbs. That's calendula, that's chamomile, that's all of that. The number 7 is medicinal herbs. Those are things that we can't talk about everywhere, if you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8 is my pest. What is it called? When you
Trap?
keep them away.
Trap crop.
Oh, you're keeping them away.
The trap
So
crop?
we want to tell the
Repellent.
we're
Oh,
confusing the
okay.
pests. Yeah.
So the nasturtiums, those type of plants. You're gonna grow those to, keep the
Marigolds.
plants. Yes, those type
Mhm.
of plants. Okay.
Okay.
My number 9 is moringa. Moringa is a powerhouse when it comes
Mm-hmm.
down to nutrients. Remember that it has a long tap root,
Mm-hmm.
so 5-gallon bucket or bigger.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you might need to add azomite or something like that. And I would grow that in strictly soil.
Yeah.
I mean, you can grow it in hydroponics, but you want it to uptake the nutrients. So,
And
Isn't that what you?
if you use it like an annual and you keep a cutting, you just shove it right back in the soil and it usually will grow. It likes to resurrect itself.
Oh,
oh,
Mhm.
okay
is that what
then.
you sent me, Carol? Was moringa?
Yeah, as long as it's alive. I have a 20-foot moringa tree in the
20 feet.
backyard.
Wow.
Yeah, it grows
Now
well here.
I've had it before. It is
I know
potent.
I was there. I
Oh,
made you taste it. I was
oh,
like,
gee
taste
willikers.
it, Gigi.
Duncan, Duncan, I have to interrupt quick. Duncan, I don't want to grow mushrooms outside of in my I want to have the dome container where my mushrooms are in a box because when I grew them, I saw the gnats starting to go in them and it
Oh.
reeks. like mushrooms growing. And so
Yeah,
I
my
want the
husband.
mushroom dome growing or a grow tent just for mushrooms because yes, it is a concern. 100%. Okay, GT.
I'm,
We left off at moringa.
yeah.
Number 10 is peppers. Peppers like cayenne, super hot. You know, cayenne has medicinal effects, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Super hots, you can make those into, you can take one pepper and do a whole chili, you know, and it'll be super hot. You know,
Yeah.
like a 7 pot pepper. Is for chili.
Oh,
You can use it like bear spray. You know, the super duper hot ones. Um, I just love peppers. It's a good addition, especially bell peppers or, you know,
yeah.
um, there's a lot of them.
Yeah. I like sweet peppers.
Watercress.
Oh,
hmm
oops. Water.
Watercress. Watercress has its own section. It's an aqua plant.
Mm-hmm.
It does best by like streams and just bodies of water and things like that. And it's nutrient dense from what the
Mm-hmm.
people say. So watercress is number 11. 12 is strawberries. Um, we all need that little bit of extra sugar that oh man, I had a good day today. Let me go grab one of those strawberries. You know, I think that feels good. I think that
Yeah,
feels
good
good.
vitamin C. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And number 12, no, number 13 is fruit trees. I put fig cuttings because you can bonsai a lot of different things. So I have fig cuttings as um, things that I'm going to grow indoors. Um,
Yeah.
and I have dragon fruit growing inside too. I'm
That's
not
awesome.
playing. Um, Number 14 is beans, peas, and lentils. Yeah, self-explanatory. There's
Right.
different kinds. There's bush, there's vining, there's all kinds. There's sweet, there's snow, snap. Yeah. Um, be careful with lentils. Lentil is a a peanut thing. What's the thing like? What is peanut?
A legume thing.
Yes, that's what it is. So I don't know if it can do something, but it's a legume.
So it needs, is
Legume.
that
Now
one that
wait a
you
minute.
do
Now what is the
soil?
thing that Bird, no, not Bird Man. The cartoon. They went to a lagoon.
A lagoon and a legume are different.
Oh. I said it like they was the same, huh?
Yeah, kind of. It's
Oh
okay because
man.
my hamper and a hamster somehow merged when I was younger, and hamster is what I used to call hamsters. I can't even say it now because I added the P, but I used to put a P in there for a hamster. The
Thank
other
you.
your your other like a water plant, have you ever tried, it's called Bacopa maniri? It's water hyssop. It
I
doesn't have
probably got
serious
it.
pest or disease issues. Yeah, they use it for aquarium plants, but I think it's like one of those edible plants, like it's water purslane. Yeah, hold on.
Juma will
Yes.
I'll
not be
bring it up.
growing bush beans in her hydroponic tower again. Not happening for her.
Oh, it
Let me
didn't
see.
go. But what did Mike say about things grow rapid? Rapid?
Yeah, so Mike is suggesting having fast things that are immediately available, like lettuces, then succession crops to rotate, and then your long-term grows, things you would buy from the store. Because earlier I
Oh,
was talking about I want to have something now and something coming up behind it. So am I having one system started 2 weeks later, second system started?
yeah, the succession where I got in the
That part.
way and gave you a different word instead.
Yes.
Sorry.
So if you're gonna if you're gonna grow, wait, let me finish my list. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, finish
Number
your list.
15 is gonna be mushrooms. And when
Oh,
I say mushrooms, I'm talking about the box mushroom. And you
okay.
just grab your little dome and you make sure that the inside, maybe every 2 days or whatever, you spray the inside of that dome and you grow your plants. Now you're
Carol, are
gonna
you
spray the boxes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
after he's done.
okay?
Go ahead, but
Keep going about
That's
mushrooms.
number 15.
Okay.
And number 16 is dandelion
Oh,
and
good one.
um,
There's the box.
sunflowers.
There's the
Yes,
box.
that right there. That I have the pink one and I have another one.
Yeah,
I have those, and then I have a different kind that just
yeah.
came in a block. I haven't used it yet, but when I use the block, I'm gonna put it in a tray, and I'm putting it in a double tray, and then I'm spraying and do all the other stuff, and I make sure I spray the inside. And the reason why I picked dandelion and sunflowers by themselves is because they have you can use a lot of its plant property. You know, the
Right.
sunflower mulch, seeds come from the sunflower. Feed it to your chickens. There's a lot of uses for the sunflower as far as fibrous, making ropes and stuff like that. Dandelion, you can make dandelion wine. You can make a substitute for coffee.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things you can use those whole plants. So that's why I chose that one. And number 17 is tea herbs. So that's your
Yep.
mints, your hyssop, your all of those right there. Those are the ones that, I drink a lot of tea. So if you can get the tea plant or get, components to actually make your tea, the
Mm-hmm.
hibiscus, all of those things, then that's number 17.
Yeah.
Eight,
Your
18.
medicinals and your teas might cross over.
Now you formulate your list the way you want to, and then I have 18 is celery. Celery is one of my favorite plants, and I can like
Mm-hmm.
if I grab like say I had to go hunting,
Yeah.
I can use pepper, celery salt, um, um let me see, celery salt, and those are the ones that I see right now. I can use that and season my meat. I'm
Mm.
just saying. So celery is on there, and then 19 is squash. That's summer squash and winter squash. I want to grow winter squash so bad. I want to have like that's number 19 is squash, and
Indoors?
that's
Yeah. How
why
you
can't
doing
you?
that?
I'm just asking, right?
Like,
That's what we're
where do
talking
you
about.
put? Do you grow it
I'm
up?
gonna do it.
Because
This
there's
Yeah.
winter squash bushes,
Yeah.
like butterbush
Right.
instead of a vine. So I can see it. I can see
Right.
it.
Now they have a squash that is 65 days. It's kind of new. It's green. It has hints of floral
Mm.
and man, it starts with an A Y O. Um, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a beautiful plant. It's very beautiful.
Oh,
Where
Mike
is
said he did the kabocha squash inside.
it?
What did you have
AOT,
to?
AOT, AYOTE.
Yes.
So this is
Read
what
the
it looks like.
description of that mug.
Sure. So we've got
I think I got a little too happy.
Oh, that's that wild looking one. Yeah.
Hmm.
green fleshed pumpkin. The flavor will blow you away. Eaten raw, there are tropical fruity hints, even described as papaya or banana. Cooked, its flesh is dark, as sweet as chocolate, and needs no enhancements. We've
I
been
need
looking
it.
for this pumpkin for years and have finally sourced seeds that can produce in northern backyards.
Oh,
So
I
there
might.
is the plant. It's 125 days to maturity, is what this is saying, not 60.
Oh,
Oh man,
wow.
that's the one that I want to grow. But there are other squash that are 65 to 75 days. I would have to look again.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you imagine though,
yeah,
you get one of those accidentally at a plant like outdoor green market and don't know it's green inside and you get home and you slice that sucker open thinking it's gonna be orange and it's that color. But I bet it smells good. They say you can eat it raw. Mm.
Yeah. So acorn squash might be something that's 65 days,
I like acorn squash. I
possibly.
just don't like cutting it. I always struggle with cutting acorn squash because it's just tough.
that was 19. I don't have a 20. that was for others.
What is this?
This is the Bacopa monera. I forget exactly how you say that. It is an aquatic plant and it can be grown in wet areas, but it's used as water hyssop also, native to the wetlands of southern and eastern India, Australia, Europe, Africa, all those countries. But they use it as it says it's used medicinally in India and is being researched for antioxidant properties to help the nervous system and to improve memory and mental function. So it might do well hydroponically because it does love the water. But it's also hardy in my zone. That's how I knew about it. But it is when you go and you see it's bacopa. It's that herb bacopa when you see that at the health food stores. And I believe it's also supposed to help like your brain. But
Mhm.
yeah, and it's known too as like a purslane, and purslane has a lot of good, even though it's a weed, it's omega-3 fatty acids in it. So that was it. It was just maybe one to check out. I need to get seeds
Mike's
for it.
got a mushroom kit, and GT gave him the idea of the clear dome from the dollar store and was worried
Ooh.
about flying spores. Yes, yes, the dome
Yep.
thing would take care of that.
Yes.
A clear tote is what G Mom is using,
Oh,
which
good
was
idea.
smart. And Mike grew kabocha squash inside. And something about was the reason I built the rack system for the squash. Was that
Yeah, support
okay?
it.
And then we were just talking about this. Is that what you were talking about? Aquatic bacopa?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Mike,
Onions.
use electric carving knife to cut squash. Oh. What?
Oh, that's a good
Those
idea.
squash be
And don't
hard.
Yeah, they're very hard.
What?
He ate it raw and it tasted like sweet potato pie, is what he's saying?
Yeah,
It
Maureen
was
said
that good?
kabocha's very good. Yes, I love hibiscus. Hibiscus is one of my favorite teas.
I'm going to go over the list one more time here. Sprouts, microgreens, leafy greens, radish, roots, tomatoes, cucumbers, herbs, calendula, chamomile, medicinal herbs, which I have to say I didn't think about flowers. And the crops that repel pests like nasturtiums, marigolds. The moringa should be put in a 5-gallon bucket in soil. Peppers like cayenne, super hot, 7-pot pepper, lunchbox bells, watercress is an aqua plant, strawberries. What I want to do, what I'm envisioning is my green stock, but inside and it's full of strawberries with like the grow light over the top.
Yeah,
That would be like it has its own room with the other growing things, but that would
right.
be super cool.
That's what I was
Fruit-
envisioning when he said
yeah.
about the medicinals and the herbs, like just do it that way.
Oh, and then I'll have a green stock in my kitchen for that. Now I need two. Fruit trees like fig cuttings, dwarf citrus, dragon fruit, your beans, peas, lentils. Mushrooms that are edible, the dandelion and sunflower were really good ideas I haven't heard someone bring up for indoor gardening. I thought that was really
Yeah,
brilliant.
me either.
Your tea herbs, there's examples of those like mint, hyssop, hibiscus. You can also use oregano and thyme in tea and rosemary,
Mhm.
which are very helpful for sickness. Celery is delicious when you grow it yourself. And then the summer squash and winter squash was like, what? But I get
Yeah,
it.
I know.
I get it.
Like
Yeah.
hibiscus, like I love hibiscus, but how hibiscus gets big, it's a bush.
Yeah, mine's inside because it'll die if I leave it out. So it's in a pot upstairs, but
Oh, okay.
I don't have it under grow lights in heat. It's in a cooler part of the house that just gets the sun from the
Yes.
window on the south. So it's not gonna produce a whole lot of flowers for me in this time, but it's just to keep it alive.
Yeah.
So
Make
I can
it go
put it
into
back outside.
dormancy. It's
If I
going
had
You
like
got
warm,
hibiscus growing?
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I want to. That's my dream.
Is
That's
it
one of my
roselle?
dreams.
Roselle is part of the hibiscus family too, I think.
Now, I want hibiscus. I had hibiscus tea today, and it was it. I love it.
Yeah, that's like
What you
roselle is
say?
like
It
roselle's
looks
like
like
hibiscus too, and it is one, but
this is the one I have.
and there's
Looks like that.
cranberry hibiscus.
And I have it in a container and I bring it in.
Is it
every
Turk's
winter.
Cape hibiscus?
Mm.
I want the medicinal hibiscus that is like that it could be a diuretic. You can take a cup of that a day and you make sure that you go to the bathroom 2 to 3 times a day. That's what I want. I want that hibiscus.
Mm. Hmm.
Using the bathroom is important, y'all.
The Turk's
I
Cape,
agree.
you can like eat that back of it. Uh, what's his name? P. canaris grows it. The Turk's Cape hibiscus. So it's not just for teas. Um, hmm.
Yeah, I'm thinking I need a green stalk inside with a grow light over it. That'd be super cool.
I can't I can't afford one. I got the one you get from
The
um
one you build your own
that
from the dollar store?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just got a one of those coasters. I think I paid 20 something
Yeah.
dollars for, and I just put that underneath it, and that's the best that I can
They
do.
have really
I'm
good
sorry.
sales sometimes on those green stocks, and you should put it on
Yes.
your Christmas list or something. Maybe somebody else will buy you one.
And then they have
Mhm.
those deep pockets too.
Yeah, they're
They have
That's
deep
what I
different
than
like.
kinds.
ours.
I
Yep.
like the deep pockets. Everything else is it's the deep pockets. It's that you have all of this growing space
For
for
the root.
one plant.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
I love it.
And now
Yeah.
everyone's gonna build a strawberry tower indoors.
Mhm. Yeah, it's the Florida cranberry hibiscus or roselle or Jamaican sorrel is known to be a really good diuretic. Has diuretic effects. It's also high in vitamin C, and it's what
You wanna pull
Celestial
up a picture,
Seasoning.
Carol?
I don't hold on, let me see if I've got a picture. Let me put the images up. Hmm, I'm not seeing. Oh, here's one. Okay, hold on. Oh, I'll be darned. It's Green Dreams. It's his store. That's Pete. Pete Canaris' store. How funny. For $18, you can buy one that's already started. Hold on. This is just the plant. It had the picture. Hold on, hold on.
See, now I'm worried that the hibiscus I've been harvesting the petals from and drying to make tea with isn't edible. Because now I'm freaking out about that.
I
I
think
see
most of
some
them.
big
I think most
pretty
of them
ones.
are edible, though. I don't think. What happened? Why is it? Oh, it's bringing up his. Please join my. Here's
Yeah, those
the
are
Yes,
rose.
cool.
That's
That's what
the
that's the
GT
one.
had.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the calyxes that you harvest for the tea, and then the
Yes.
flowers are so pretty.
So now I gotta get that plant. Okay.
Yeah. And I had the false roselle, and mine was not red stemmed, it was green, and then the flat, the everything else was green. Then they have another Florida cranberry where you eat the leaves and they're red. So it gets very confusing. The hibiscuses have so many, it's a very big family.
Thank you, Mike, for choosing us to stay awake with
Yeah.
in your healing journey. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Drink your
Yeah,
bone
because
broth.
Shawnee's working on her hours. She's
Mhm.
also working on her subs. Please make sure you're
Yeah.
still subbed. You have to be if you're in here in the beginning, but if you
Talk.
came
Yeah.
in later, make sure you're subbed.
Shauna, you did a good job though.
You did
Thank
great.
you.
Yes, you did.
Thank you.
I was listening from afar, and then I had to come over and look at what you actually put on the screen. I was
The
like, look at
visual
that.
part. Yeah.
Yes, I was like,
Mhm.
oh we. And then I was just amazed. So you did a good job. I
She's a
really
natural
do.
teacher.
I was like,
She's
wow.
got, yeah,
Yes, I see that. She
got the
knows
gift.
how to find the information and actually what to present and
Hmm.
how to answer the question that brings up thought.
Right.
Ooh, I
Yes,
love
she
that.
did a
The
good
whole
job.
let's bundle what GT just said, and I'll just listen to that when I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Positive affirmation, like,
Just keep doing
Right.
what you do. That's all.
Get us all thinking for sure.
I eat ornamental plants and most are good, says G Mama.
Okay, just please don't ever go eating the angel trumpets on us, okay, G Mama? Please
Right.
don't. Just yeah, certain ones we should not
Y'all
partake
called me
in.
out of bed. This hydro talk, says Mike. This is great. You know what would have really added to the presentation if we built something live right now? Let's put
Right?
Mm.
together a hydro tote.
I I'm like looking at I have something over there. I've got stuff behind this chair. I know. I don't know where the rest of my hydro stuff is for my cracky. And then I ended up using my totes for my son's toys. that I had bought.
If I had a pump right this minute, I could build it. I have K cups right now, and then I have a tote that I had put water, no sodas in when we had a party here. So I can totally
Yeah.
build one. And I would use, I don't have an airline, so I would have to, yeah, I would straight have to go to the Wally World and build it. But it would be,
Yeah.
yeah, it'd take you 30 minutes to do it. 30 minutes tops.
Gee, Mama, I was just teasing you. A lot of people put those out as ornamentals down here, and they're highly toxic. My husband won't even let us grow one in our yard because they
Savora,
scared
I'm so glad
him.
that you were here and you learned. I love
Yeah.
sharing different discussions and news in the gardening world. That is the whole point of my channel. I want to get into the topic of UK and peat moss at some point. It's sort of a thing
Mhm.
there where they're trying to ban it.
Right.
I also
Yeah.
want to encourage people to grow every day in every way. So it's so important to have these discussions about all the options that we can do.
I'm
So
glad that you chose to be the teacher because
Mm.
when you start teaching people where I stand at, people start to criticize you a little bit more. They start to pinpoint things that you actually forgot to research or things, and it gets a little disappointing. So that's why a lot of times when I say things, I say in my opinion or my experience because
Right.
people they don't mean to be um
nitpicky.
Yeah.
hurtful or nitpicking or whatever,
Right.
but sometimes it affects you to where it makes you think about it like, man, I hope I'm not leading someone in the wrong direction
Mhm.
and they
Mhm.
don't do additional research. And
Yeah.
then that's why I start saying that because people sometimes will just take things for face value and then we go like this and then we hit that stumbling block. Then we don't believe nobody. And I don't
Right.
want people to do that when they come to my channel. I want
I
them to
did hear that in your
understand.
live today, and I think that's really important to
Right.
do your own research. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And Mike challenges you. He can do it in 2 minutes.
Ooh, that would be a great too bad he won't go up on
Let's get you
live.
both together
Dang.
and
He
set
don't
the
have to go up
timer.
on live. All he got
No,
to
he
do
could
is
do a
just do a
timer out.
video.
Just
Yeah,
show
he
me
could
the
do a
build.
video with the
Time
timer
in.
out.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
I
G
go do it right now. Don't push me. I'm telling you,
Ooh,
I'm close to
ooh,
the edge.
ooh.
I run.
Don't push
I go
me
grab the.
'cause I
No,
can't
I'm not. I got work to do.
edge.
I can't. But I
Okay,
want to
so
so bad.
if people want to join the WIG 2024 collaboration, can you give us the instructions on how to get in on that?
Use the hashtag WIG 2024. Start your plant from seed. There you go. Those are the basics of WIG 2024. I'm trying to pull up my YouTube so
So,
I can
like
go
you
over
were
all the
saying though, that
rules.
you're doing figs, you can show those, but that's your main focus is on people
It
growing
has to
from
be
seed
seed only
indoors.
for the competition.
Yeah.
Only seed. You can show whatever you feel like, but
Yeah.
include something related to the seed that you actually did. Don't
Okay.
show me everything but that because I'm not going to put you in the
Right.
playlist. Thank you for showing me your growth and I appreciate it, but show me what you did from seed, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't have the participation part of it, if you want to just watch what others are doing in the search box on YouTube, you can type in hashtag WIG 2024. It'll show you the hashtag as like a channel name. You click it and you should be able to find everybody's videos that have that in it, or you can go to GT Junior Grows in Alaska and he has a playlist on his channel to show you all of the videos. So that's what it would look like. Yep.
Awesome.
So
And
that's
so
all you got to do.
yeah.
Hashtag WIG 2024. It comes up, push it, and you're able to have access to all the videos. And if you feel you don't want to go that route, you can always go to my channel. I don't know if Mike has made a playlist, but I have a playlist on my channel, GT Junior Grows in Alaska. And in the playlist, it is um, hashtag WIG 2024. 20, wait, hashtag WIG 2020-24. I'm not saying it, but yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, December the 1st or after is a start day. Yep,
Yeah, so
that
now.
is correct.
Yeah,
So if you started something November the 29th, it cannot count.
right.
Yeah.
There is
Oh,
the
okay, got it.
channel. And
I
when
don't
we
know
say
what.
it doesn't count, the thing that they're counting is there's going to be judges that look at these videos in what month? March?
April.
April. And they're looking for, what are they looking at?
hmm
Like
They looking for
how much?
consistency. They're looking at presentation. They're looking at harvesting. They're looking at uniqueness. They're looking at perseverance. Like if your plants died and you brought them back, you created more. They're looking for all of this. We're me and Mike are just the host. We
Mm,
we bring everybody together. We talk about the channels. We provide the actual. We have prizes for the winners for first, second, third place, and we just have lives and we have conversations about, you know, if you have questions about growing indoors, email me or Mike. We'll do our best to assist you. Um, that's about it. We're. I'm definitely not in the competition.
mm,
I have too much growing. It wouldn't. No, it wouldn't be what it is. It needs to
yeah,
be an experience where everyone gains something from it. So I won't join. It's just for the community, and the community does the voting. Me and Mike, we vote, but we're
right.
not the alpha and omega on the voting. It's people like Shawnee and wait, it's people like Shawnee and Carol that do the voting.
Yes, right.
It's the community that does the voting,
Mm,
and
okay.
we try. Now if we see some stuff where it's popularity vote,
Right. I
I'm
was
gonna
gonna
step
say that,
in.
or
I'm
the
not I'm not
opposite, or the
I'm not gonna
opposite.
do that. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna allow someone to just come in and just because you got 100,000 people, you just
Hmm.
gonna come in and snatch it away from the community. That ain't gonna happen. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna allow that. So we just ask for fairness, you know.
Right.
Mhm.
Um, yeah.
I'm glad
So
you said that. So I have a question, and it's about starting seeds hydroponically with those little balls I have somewhere, the clay balls. Do you just
Lecker,
stick the
yep.
seed in that and like submerge the whole thing, or how do you even start a seed in that stuff? That's what always puzzled me. Does it you
It
start it
matters
small?
how big the seed is if you want to just go that route. Make sure
Mm,
that when you're using the leca
uh-huh.
or what is it called, pebbles or whatever,
Yeah.
make sure that your rocks are clean because they have little like dust, a lot
Oh,
of dust on them.
oh, you rinse
So
them.
make sure that they're clean. If
Okay.
it's a seed as big as like a squash seed, then yes, you could do it just like that with no hesitation. But if it's if it's yes, leca
Thank you.
light, I can't remember, it's an abbreviation for
Mhm.
something, but if it's like a lettuce seed, I would say use something like um um a cotton ball. Take a little piece of the cotton ball,
Ah,
make sure the cotton ball is wet,
okay.
just a little piece, and you just stick it inside of it. Lightweight expanded, look at that girl know how to get in
Damn.
there.
I know, right?
Whoa.
I what's hydrotone or hydroton?
Hydroton.
What is that?
That's what they're called. That's what I've been calling before they
Oh,
made the
okay.
Lecca
I
word.
couldn't remember. I
That's the
think
word that I
mine were
use.
Lekka. I think that's what the name was on them when I bought them,
Yes,
but
but
I gotta
they gave
find
it a new name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
expanded clay pebbles, hydroton. Yeah.
them. Okay.
Geolite, growing media. Hmm. So
Oh,
this
you
is
can.
what we're talking
Okay.
about.
Okay, so you can start it in paper towels. All right.
Mm-hmm.
This
That
is
stuff.
things.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Yep.
what
Yeah.
There
we're
they
doing.
go.
I'm just hoping I didn't put it in that cabinet where all the rats go peeing, and I've now got rat pee that, you know, somehow
Oh,
made
where
it.
the rats? There you go pee. Oh, where the rats go pee at Carol's.
It was not supposed to be their home. They love to go in there and pee on everything.
Those clay pebbles just told the plant you can use Legos, marble rocks.
I'll be darned. Legos would be hilarious.
It'd be cute.
You can
Yeah, it
use
would
all
be.
of it. It's
The
just
companies
a
try to fool
placeholder. That's
us.
all it is.
Everything tries to fool us everywhere all the time. I'm so sick of this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I just can't use that. I have rock wool. It didn't seem like my stuff sprouted in it, and the texture is just like, I don't like the feel of this stuff. It just,
That's
ugh.
the itchy.
Yeah, it's itchy. Just, ugh.
We're going to do 9 more
9 more?
minutes for everybody. Final thoughts session. I appreciate everyone for being here to talk about indoor growing methods. I
Right.
hope you are inspired and encouraged to do something. Start those seeds tomorrow, please, and share your journey with us. I'm not signing up for hydroponics. Not at all right now. But is it something
Mhm.
I could try when I'm in a better headspace or
Right.
physical like house space? Just
Yeah.
because I have a lot going on. I might try it.
Yeah.
Mike says, "Okay, I'll change your life." Ready? 1, 2, 3,
Oh,
go. Thank you, Duncan. Thank you for being here with me on this Saturday night.
it has been awesome. And
I
you've
might
lo-
go live next Wednesday on Christmas because I don't work, but I
okay.
might be exhausted, so I might not. And I won't have a topic. That'll just be to get some watch hours. We'll see.
Okay.
I'm waiting, Mike. Change my life.
We're waiting. Is it going to be like one of those things where Homestead Aquarius is like, I'm ready to show myself, and then he just like disappears off the panel? I'm about ready.
Get
Not
a
like that.
plastic shot
Not
glass
like
or
that. Pause.
Coco,
That
start
face.
planting that easy. Yeah, I like that.
Cocoa core, start plants. Okay.
I mean, anything. Go look at your
Yeah.
recycling right now and pull
Yeah.
out 5 things I bet you could plant in.
Well, I mean, I
Well,
just didn't know hydroponically if you had to do it like that, like in that stuff. Okay. It's just as long as it's growing indoors, like winter growing indoors. You can do it in soil and you can do it in those you can do it in cotton balls.
cotton balls was a thing I never heard
I know,
before.
I never heard of that. That was a great idea, and they don't feel as disgusting as the other stuff.
I got that from Kingstar. Kingstar is one of when I was introduced to his channel. Oh
Mhm.
my goodness, I lost my mind. I'm still playing catch up. I've rewatched his lives. I mean his
Mhm.
videos because he's actually done things that I will do. He has grown cantaloupe and other melons indoors. That's
Mm,
my goal. I will
right.
get there. I will get there. Um,
Can you say the name
Cucumbers
again?
galore.
What's the name again?
Kang?
Kangstar. Khang. Um, Star Starr. I think he's in Texas.
Yeah, it's very informative and fun, as Sharon says. Always informative and fun, Shawnee.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, with the
And
visuals. There, Mike spelled it. It's like what GT said.
there you
It's
go.
peppers. His picture is peppers.
Yes, he actually told he like I started peppers. What's up, Mike? I started peppers that I Mike, don't tell nobody. Don't put the pepper types that I put that I started. But I have pepper types
Oh.
that I'm growing so that I can create my F1s. Like he
Mm?
showed how to do it. I went and bought the fingernail the what's the thing that people use to clip cuticle nail file or something like that?
Oh, the cuticle
It's
clippers?
yes, he used his wife. Oh, that's right. We weren't supposed to tell nobody, but he used that, and I went and bought one, and I
Oh.
was gonna do it. Yes, yes, I want to create my own pepper. I mean, he gave me a lot of thought to where I was like, I was sitting there like, yeah, I can't wait. But time messes you up sometimes. And with the
Right.
WIG, people have one little pot and they're entered. It's about it's about just seeing if you can grow just this bean plant or this sunflower or just
Mm-hmm.
one tomato seed, put it in a pot. Just anything that you start from the seed. That's all you got to do.
Man, I
Right.
wish
That's
I
it.
knew the
Grow
date of when
something
I
in the door.
threw all those cherimoyas outside.
Mm.
But they're outside. They started outside rather than inside, so they probably wouldn't count anyway.
Well, tomorrow
Nope.
find something and put it in a pot and share it as a short and put the hashtag on it, and there you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like
'Cause
when you get ready to get rid of your anything that is a plastic container, like
right.
you can use a pickle jar. You can turn it into a hydroponic device. Just spray
Yeah.
paint the outside if you can go outside. I can't spray paint anything because it has to be 40 to 50 degrees. But your milk carton, a lot of things can be used to grow indoors. You just
Right.
have to make sure that you have drainage and a way to catch that drainage if you're going to grow in soil. It's fairly easy.
I
Just
actually have black chalkboard paint that I was going to use mason jars and do the cracky method that way. So maybe I might. We'll see. 'Cause
it's easy.
they won't take up too much room. I just gotta find room for all this other crap that I have here taking up the space. And then it'll be like right there. So it'll be easy to film it. Maybe.
Right. For sure.
Yeah. You did great. I think I need to start earlier. I think my time slot is just too late at night.
Oh, your lives? I was like, start earlier. What? We can't go back in time, Carol.
I know. I need to start earlier.
You get jalapeno from store, take a few seeds, put it in a solo cup in a sunny window
Yeah.
to get it to start. Well, Food Forest Permaculture talked about, getting a tomato from the store that you thought tasted good, getting a pepper from the store, and just
Yep.
planting that. You
I
don't
do
have
that.
to.
I
No, I
think
love.
most of us gardeners do that, that we have like this thing where it's like if we open up a plant that we like the taste of at the store and we see its seeds, we like, do I eat all those or should I just put some aside? There's always that struggle. Like, should I keep those seeds? Am I gonna plant those if I keep them?
I do want
Mhm.
to share a channel that is new quickly before we end here, and it's called Garden Prepping. And he is in South Africa, and he is talking about food forests. He doesn't have his description on here, but it's permaculture food forests, and you might recognize him
Gardening
from
prepping.
Guardian Prepping, but I think he has a good message for people about not growing indoors, but he's just an upcoming gardening channel in general that I'm
Yeah.
supporting.
And we know him. You said something like you might know him.
Yeah,
Guardian
gardening
Guardian
prepping.
Prepping. He has a channel called Guardian Prepping,
Yeah.
and now he started another channel about garden prepping,
Yeah.
the permaculture stuff.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
got you.
It's usually over on the Saturday morning one from Finland.
Shadow Scout Swede. He's
Yes, he
there a lot.
usually
He's
yeah,
in
he's
food
there a lot.
forest permaculture a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that
Mm.
is it, everybody. Thank you for being here. Happy winter solstice. Merry Christmas. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye,
Trust the
everybody.
process.